Sorry.
That's always funny, though. Right. So, last session when we left off, you guys were got back from the police station. Or we're at the police station. Um, Effectively, what you have learned and what has been going on is you guys have been placed on a college campus where a series of disappearances that supposedly, according to one of the people who disappeared, never happened are going on. So it is up to the party to investigate and figure out what's going on with the disappearances and hopefully see if they can find someone who can explain a bit more of the process, what's going on in the process.
And if I remember correctly, we were heading off to the Egyptology department after Jin took a picture of the documents.
Yep.
Yeah. Notably, they don't have a dedicated Egyptology department. They have a history department that has a couple different things that center around various subjects of history. Though, notably, one display actually, there is actually a display right now that flyers seem to be up for. And yes, since you guys learned how to use the bus system, I'm saying you've unlocked fast travel here.
Okay. Yay.
That paired with the campus map, it's not that hard to find where this place is. Reasonably speaking, you find that a bunch of flyers are up for the fact that the history department actually has an actual mummy borrowed from Europe here on display.
Oh, that's not a red flag.
Oh god, is this the curse of the mummy?
Apparently it is. Apparently there are, along with it, a bunch of other things which the students have been taking notes on and researching and going over the proper ways to preserve one of these things, archaeologically speaking, and stuff like that. So they've got the entire hall kind of decorated up. It seems like.
Is this why you were on that mummification kick earlier?
Possibly.
Love you.
Yes, I'm a history buff. So it's basically Egyptology is my Achilles heel. So basically, it is all decorated up with various carvings and different things that are on lease essentially from the museum. I believe I'm not sure what museum would have this type of thing, so I'm just going to say that it is somewhere in Europe and hand wave the location. Apologies, I'm not going to be pulling real world names into here. Because I thought of one that might have some, but I'd have to actually then Google it. So
Tutankhamun?
no.
Hatshepsut?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's all the ones I know. Unless you're making Ramses.
The one that they have on display currently, in fact, they actually have a set of 3 that they have right now, are actually a pair of unknown siblings from a tomb that was found not far off from the Valley of Kings. Kind of like in one of the outlying areas where they'd put the nobles or the princes and their little gatherings. They've gathered that they're siblings, particularly, but they have not gathered much else about them. Apparently, from what it's understood about this exhibit, the exhibit gets updated as the students make discoveries, not based on what is already known about these 3 particular individuals.
Question, is this one of those things where you'd have to, sign on to specifically touch this stuff?
I mean, you see a bunch of students that are actually working with this stuff, but it does seem like this is something that the history students specifically are doing. Most other students are just kind of walking through or chilling out in the hallways as students tend to do.
Alright then. First, just gotta look the others. Let's start looking around, see if we can find, some kind of link.
Alright. Investigations, everybody, which in this edition means perceptions.
Perception?
Perception.
Perception.
See what you may perceive.
Oh! I was about to say, shoot, I didn't use my physical dice. Then, that happened.
Wow! Dang.
Damn,
So,
Percy! That
indeed.
cup of coffee did you good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've been trying to avoid the caffeine crash for my latte earlier. Right, so... The department seems to be fairly unaware. Firstly, on touching the mummies, it seems like these students are observing them through glass cases. It does not seem like anything invasive is being allowed on these. So the students do not seem to be touching them in any way, shape, or form. It does appear that they are allowed to take them out onto observation tables, as 2 are in a case being observed. 1 is on a table in a sealed off room with a bunch of students kind of taking notes down onto clipboards. But it seems like they are not allowing them to touch it, in particular.
Seriously, probably how you get the first.
You know, that's what I'm thinking, if this might be a... Well, no, I'm gonna let Doc finish before I jump to conclusions.
Yeah. As far as otherwise, there does seem to be a number of students about. From what you can gather, there are maybe 30 students, like 30 to 50 students that seem to be wandering around this area, particularly in the lab tech uniforms and stuff. Where you guys are standing is actually a sectioned off area, so that people can actually, come in and watch. You actually see, like, local townsfolk kind of come in every so often. The college is doing a display of it, basically.
Yeah, no, that's not uncommon from what I understand.
But overall, it seems to be just research from a distance, unless it's, like, outside of, like, a special chamber. Otherwise, you do see, Percy, you do spot the professor, who is, like, talking with a bunch of students. And, like, he'll finish with one group, and he's been, like, weaving his way through as he's getting waved around by various people.
Is this the one that went off on the dig site, or is this the replacement one?
This is the replacement one.
You know what I was wondering about is if we could get our hands on the three missing students' notes, and maybe the professor might have them. They might have turned them into him. But no, he's the replacement, right? So that couldn't be right.
I'm gonna upload this to, oh no, wait, I lost the picture of the guy I was going to use. Fuck, hold on. I'll have to re-find that. Give me, like, a bit here. Oh, thank God, I saved it on my computer.
Sick.
So I'll send this into the gaming text, but this guy is wandering around. He's fairly nicely dressed from table to table. He stands out just because he looks kind of out of place. Like,
Disheveled?
not disheveled or anything.
No,
He
I'm
basically
looking text.
looking text. Of all the students, he definitely has an air of, like, authority about these things. Like, he's looking at students, like, doing minor things with these artifacts, and then ever so slightly, like, reaching over and, like, correcting them on various things.
Oh my God, he looks
seems to
Egyptian.
be really well learned in this stuff.
This guy looks literally Egyptian, and now I'm getting a little bit concerned.
Out of character, I didn't want to say it out loud. Yep, but Percy's gonna nudge Jen and just kind of gesture over to the professor and just say, "Alright, you're better at lying than I am. See if I can find anything out. Just please don't go off stereotypes."
It's good I don't know any that match this guy.
Alright, good. Good. That means our asses can actually be saved.
Alright, let's see who. Should I roll for a bluff, or...
Yeah, you guys will get bonuses, based on how you decide to bluff to this guy, though.
I gotta think real quick, because, oh no. like bluff this guy. All right, he studies archaeology. He's a replacement teacher. He looks like he's having a time of it. 19.
Alright.
Out of character, dude. What do you think the approach should be? I was thinking, you could still keep running with the FBI investigation thing, or you're asking him about the missing kids. But
That
then
would be
again,
a
you
good
could probably,
idea. We'd probably want to ask him to, like, hey, can we talk to you over here for a moment, official business? Just
yeah,
to
that might
not
be,
kind of freak out any of the students.
yeah, good idea. All right, Gina walks up to him and he taps him right on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, sir, we have a word with you. It's very important."
Of course, I'm sorry. Jeremy, for the last time, please, gentle. These are old artifacts. Please do not. There you go. Good. He'll just nod to you and start following.
All right. We go to a in this exhibit that basically just nobody's in this part of the exhibit right now.
Yeah, you can find that pretty often. Actually, the guy would actually step by a door and be like, offer his office.
Oh, that'll work.
Or offer
Right.
a office. Not his office. His temporary office. It, basically.
We follow him in there.
It is actually dressed up with the exact opposite of the outside of the exhibit right now. It's actually dressed up with a lot of Civil War memorabilia and stuff.
No wonder nobody's in here.
Well, to be fair, the collection here from the Revolutionary and Civil Wars is actually being loaned out right now, so...
Wait, America's Civil War?
Yes.
Alright.
Most of the artifacts here are on trade, basically. A group in London is studying them, while I'm here with the artifacts, helping these students study these.
Are you familiar with the students?
Not particularly. I work at the one of the I work at Oxford most of the time. I don't particularly spend much of my time here. Actually, I became the substitute quite by happenstance because I came with the artifacts to oversee them being sought after, and well, they sort of needed a substitute, and they asked. I wasn't told I wasn't allowed to step in, so I decided just to help out for a while the other professors missing.
We were investigating the 3 missing cases of people who have disappeared in this area. And the common trait we found in all of them is that they studying Egyptology. So what we were wondering is if anything in this area could possibly grab somebody's attention, maybe something seems a bit strange, or maybe even extra valuable.
Well, any of the 3 mummies here are incredibly valuable.
Oh my god, 3 mummies. That was out of character. Sorry,
Out of character, you and I both.
Yeah. Very rare find. Triplets, actually.
Wait. Okay, out of character, hold on. I thought they were twins, now they're triplets?
Are they? Yeah. There's 3 of them. There's been 3 since the start of this.
You
Did I
said
say
2
2?
before.
Rip my brain.
Rip.
Oh, good.
So
Okay.
I'll replace that. I was like, there's 3 of them. No, there's 2. My brain is dead. This is what happens when you improv.
You're good.
That's fair.
So yes, they're twins. Pretty rare find. Not something we commonly find. At least not ones that can be proven. Though the students haven't pieced that together yet, but we aren't allowing any X-rays or things of them. So it makes it makes a lot of sense that they have figured that out. So
And
basic
were they,
study is forbidden. So he just kind
were
of
they,
like crosses his hands.
they were discovered together or in separate tombs next to each other?
Separate next to each other. Most of the artifacts around here are from that find.
And this was,
Actually,
hmm?
good.
I was going to say, and this is a recent discovery, or was this something we found uh, in the last couple of years?
These particular ones were found maybe 10 years back. Since they're not really archaeologically important that we found, we've been using them for student teaching so that more people can learn to care for these artifacts properly.
What's the matter?
Do students ever get close and examine them?
I mean, in the controlled area that we've set up, they are allowed to get up close and personal, but it's usually in full gloved suits and things. Nothing that would damage them.
Jean kind of looks to Percy and Jonathan and raises a brow.
Hmm.
Uh,
Uh, question. I know you said that you're a substitute, but do you know if the old professor perhaps held on to any like notes of the students or anything like that?
Ever since we started this exchange, we've actually had the students sending things back and forth, yes?
Any chance we could get a look at
Um,
those?
Yes, of course, I should have them. Where did he put those? Probably the filing cabinet. Let me check there first. And he's gonna start looking through the filing cabinet, and do you have names for me? I have been kept out to the loop with this as far as the dean is concerned. He didn't want to scare me off.
Ah, yes. Percy would give the names.
Let's see. He'll pull out 3 files. These 3 were very meticulous note takers, actually. Very good at it. It's actually unfortunate. Jones
Would
was
any luck we
a...
can find them? So
Yeah.
any help is appreciated.
He nods. Well, I knew Michael the best. Being a historian, the rumors of a blue box pop up a lot if you pay close enough attention. It's a weird phenomenon that I've noticed, but no one has solid evidence as to what it means. It's call it a conspiracy theory, if you will. One that I still, frankly, don't believe, but he's been gathering evidence for it. As far as his notes go, most of Michael's seem to be inane ramblings about such a thing. He, towards the end, he rarely took notes on them. He only recently started actually taking notes on the mummies in more detail. Once he got back. To be fair, any of the inane ramblings of make-up notes from when a student is out of it for an extended period of time, the last professor's I don't know if he's gonna get fired for this. I'm not staying here to find out, but regardless, the professor I'm subbing for, he would have them take notes on a history project that they liked, or something on history that they particularly wanted to study, if they were at home alone and needed notework done as a way to make up for things, listing sources and things. Michael's is a bunch of inane ramblings about a conspiracy theory, and I can understand why he was in a mental ward, frankly. I've heard the same conspiracy a couple times amongst colleagues, mostly as a joke, but just I don't believe it. Secondarily, which would be the this would be Jones's notes. Jones is sort of a sloppier student. He doesn't have as many notes as he should in here, but he has a good decent chunk of them. Nancy, though, probably going to be the most useful if you're actually looking for time that they spent with the mummies. She catalogs every hour she's in there and is very meticulous about it. The three of them were, I will mention, part of the same group, though.
Really?
See, yes, if you paid attention, he grouped them up in threes, and they were all sent to wander around and do as they wanted to study. Eventually everyone goes through the rotation of working with the mummy, then working with the artifacts, and then putting up their hypotheses on the board and figuring things out. And by the end of it, I'm supposed to go through the entire place and actually fact check it to see how much they were right, what they got wrong. I'm familiar with the collection, basically. It goes where I go. I don't own it, it's just, like I said, lent out.
That's fair.
So we've got out of character real quick. So we've basically got the notes of the guy who was inside the police box, inside the TARDIS. If we were to read that, we would probably read all the things he found in the TARDIS when he was in there, which are the insane ramblings of a madman. We have Nancy's notes, which are actually fairly well kept, and they would tell us probably a lot about the exhibit itself. And isn't there one other student, or did I miss them?
There's Jones.
That had notes?
Jones took sloppy notes, but he had a very good eye for detail. These three were in the same group, and he did mention that Nancy cataloged whenever they would log in and log out every day too. She was like that meticulous.
So we would literally know from the time they started examining it to the time they left through Nancy's notes. We probably know the most interesting parts of that through what was his name? The
Jones?
Jones. We know the most interesting part of that through Jones notes. So what we might want to do is cross-reference those two together and see if there's a time period that looks really weird, where hey, maybe they were only here for like 20 minutes and they had to dip for some reason, or maybe they were here for way longer than you would expect them to be. Like anything that stands out. Jin starts looking through these and comparing the notes and seeing if anything stands out to him.
I think it'd be good to just like kind of cross-reference all of them. In all honesty.
So,
True.
firstly, comparing Nancy and Jones. Nancy marks that they would usually work for about 3 or 4 hours late, like they usually work in the evenings for about 3 or 4 hours when the area had calmed down. As she puts it, Jones has troubles focusing as is, and Michael is just getting back. Michael is still jumping at shadows, so it's best to be here when it's quiet if you want to get anything done. She actually seems like kind of a bitch, because she really doesn't like the fact that her entire grade in this class is basically being put on a group project with a crackpot and frankly, according to her notes, a dreamer.
Oh.
Ugh. Damn.
But she does take incredibly meticulous notes to the point where you do actually notice the last entry, which is in regards to the mummies themselves, which is the fact that they are incredibly identical, even remarkably so, theorizing that they may be twins, though unable to know about it without an X-ray. She's hoping to convince the substitute professor that maybe they'd be allowed to do something like that to prove it, and so she's put it up on the hypothesis board under her group's hypotheses.
It's interesting.
Wait a minute, I just realized.
He was basically confirming it was a twin already, and it's written in the notes that she's trying to say it's twins, but she can't confirm.
Doc, out of character, am I just remembering wrong? Because I thought last session, part of the whole thing was that, someone had gone missing, and then the old professor went to a dig site, and then another went missing afterwards, so he was kind of taken off of him. Is that correct and the stories just aren't matching up, or am I just remembering wrong?
It is, but the stories aren't matching up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I realized a thing! Yay!
Yeah. Twins,
But-
huh? Okay.
But Michael's notes explain why they're not matching up.
Really?
So Michael goes on, starting off with, okay, my name is Michael, I just got off of a time machine. There's something about the mummies in the lab, do not trust them. I do not know how long, I do not know how long I've been missing for, and I wish I could have saved Nancy and Jones, but I couldn't have. There wasn't enough time. He was only able to get me out.
Whoa.
Still, those things are long gone, and we don't have to worry about them anymore. To whoever finds this, now that I see now that I get back, I see that now whoever finds this, know that this is the truth. And know, bluntly, whatever is in the lab can't possibly be Nancy, or can't possibly be Jones. Because, for whatever reason, they are back, and I am back to the same day that this whole thing started. I don't know how it happened. It is as if history has unwound and I have not been saved. No one believes me about the man with the blue box, despite the fact that the history professor clearly saw him. The fact that the two of them talked, the fact that he showed him his identifications as a police officer. The fact that they were looking into my partner's disappearances. And even into my own when it happened. But now my partners are back as if nothing had ever happened. I can't understand what is going on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys.
You see,
doing
this
the
is why
same
I said
thing.
we should look at his.
Yeah, but dude, we're repeating the time loop. Now we're the ones with the badge. Now we're the ones coming out the police box, and now we're the ones looking for the missing people.
Yeah?
Holy shit.
You gotta look at you guys as you read that and just goes and shakes his head. I, for the life of me, cannot make sense of that kid's ramblings.
Hmm.
His notes from before this, he was seemingly pretty immaculate. The last unit, which I ended up having to grade, was on, I believe it was on Native American culture, and he was meticulous with his notes, though he seemed disinterested in the class, being more for sports. I mean, and even after the ramblings, you can see as he points forward in the notes that he's been the only thing that he says is that they didn't move today repeatedly, and he just says it's crazy.
Hmm.
Wow.
I mean, regardless, we'll know in a few weeks if there's anything wrong with them. It could have just been a prank, students dressing up as these things. Doesn't seem like a prank to me. This is very elaborate for some minor prank. But,
Students dressing up as what?
well, the mummies, it seems here that he's terrified of them. And that, personally, personally, it did show in his work. He wouldn't go near the things. Thought they were gonna jump out and kill him or something.
Dude, are his friend.
Also, I know this is humoring the mad ramblings, but it said that the professor talked to her, I guess was? Was that you, or was that the do you recall anything about talking to a policeman, or was that the old professor?
There was a strange policeman with a bow tie in here wearing casual wear a little while ago. Another fellow from London, actually. He actually asked a bit about the collection, though, frankly, his questions were a bit strange.
What was he asking?
Oh, just if we'd x-rayed them, and if we knew what they actually, we knew the genders and everything, or what was going on with them, and the answer is they've been still for the past. Oh, looking. If I remember correctly about the collection, they've been dead for over 1,000 years. Now, longer, way longer than 1,000. They're pretty much stone dead.
That's
Those
fair.
things
Yeah.
aren't moving.
Is there a reason they haven't been X-rayed with so many suggestions for it?
Oh, that's because, frankly, we haven't been able to schedule the appointment. Very few people around here will let us use the machine to X-ray a mummy. Which is the unfortunate part of being out in the middle of, frankly, Idaho.
That's quite understandable.
But we do have an appointment for them fairly soon. I think it's at the end of the month. But it's mostly that and the fact that we've x-rayed them before. There's not much we can really gain of them. I figured that, well, I'll just move them into the back room and just pull out the previous x-rays because, I mean, we've x-rayed them maybe 10 dozen times, rotating between several different groups of students. They shouldn't. If there's anything new, then, well, I have a student to suggest for expulsion, frankly.
Really? Who?
Hey, whoever, I can figure out whoever did it. I mean,
What happened?
hey, nothing happened. It's just, if there's anything wrong with the mummies,
Ah,
X-ray should be able to prove that. So, but with all the calls for it and the fact that they're pretty much in support of it, I could make a field trip of it. I'd have to get the dean's permission, though. Problem is that doing something like that on a college budget is very expensive, but I'll have to see if I can approve it. Like I said, if not, I've got the old x-rays from the last group, so...
could we have a look at that?
Oh, of course. Right here, as he actually goes into his own bag and pulls out some x-rays. They are fairly normal human x-rays.
Nothing stands out about them. Same gender, or are they different genders?
Ah, same gender. 2 guys.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Hmm.
Can someone catch
I'll
me up
be-
real quick? I had someone have me investigate something in the creative world.
Oh,
Oh shit, you okay?
basically,
Why am I asking that? You're literally just investigating things.
basically we've learned that, Michael was rambling about a madman with a box. This professor talked to some guy with a bow tie who said he was a policeman. Nancy's a bit of a bitch, but took meticulous notes, so you guys have timestamps for when they were in and out of the library. You guys, I haven't gone over what was in Jones's notes yet, but, regardless, I can go over that next, because you guys can really only read one of these at a time, unless you all 3 want to get a different bit of information. But,
I did want to add in real quick that the madman who went to the box, he's basically saying don't trust the mummies. Nothing about them is right. And he's saying something along the lines of his friends were replaced somehow, which is weird. Or they're back, but it's not them. He doesn't trust them. He's something about what happened on that makes him believe that his friends were gone, and then when they came back, they're not them.
Hmm. Alright, so out of character, one thing I want to put out there, like, I know we're gonna get more information, but if there's anything in the notes saying, like, when this stuff would, like, or on the records for when they clocked in and clocked out, how late was the last one?
the
Was
last
it any
one,
later, or?
the last one, Nancy was complaining because they had to stay up extra late because Jones had some work to do before the next exam tomorrow, and basically he hadn't been. Basically, Jones hadn't put in the required hours of work, so they were all there till something like 11 o'clock at night.
Mm.
So I'm proposing a frickin' if they specifically stayed out later that day, if that was the last day we were there, maybe we should stake out at night See what's.
I think that's
See if we can find something out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Cause my
That's what
brain goes to the clock strikes midnight type shit.
Yeah, you're right. Be
Let's
worth.
bring back in the table then.
Hmm. Alright, I definitely do think it'd be a good idea to possibly look into things tonight. If it is something to do with like the students are doing something, or if by some crazy way the crackhead was right, which I don't think he is. Percy is just saying that just basically to not make the teacher dude be all weird. I think it'd be a good idea for us to at least stake out tonight, see if there's anything we could find. You know how crazy people can be.
That's completely fair. I can let you guys stay as long as you need to. I just have to tell the dean that you are. You guys are feds, so there's or federal. There's not much I can really do to stop you. Just please try not to cause an international incident with these.
We'll do our best to avoid it.
Yes, please, because this is one of the last. These are some of the last mummies that they even allow out nowadays, even for student use. So, if this program were to go under, then well, no one would get to do things like this anymore. I'm afraid. So.
We'll do our best.
Alright. Are we good to take a look over Jones's notes?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still pulling up. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, like, and he'll pull out like a lanyard and put and say, I'm going to go and talk with the dean. Please, I'll leave you here to look over the notes. Just please, do be careful with the office as it is not mine. So, and he actually does pick up his like bag of papers he had, and he actually walks out, takes it out with him.
This dude's cool. I'm gonna be so sad if he ends up being the villain.
I was wondering about it because he's Egyptian, right?
I kind of feel like he is.
No, I don't know that yet for sure because look, everything if he had known something was off, he would have known that the questions we're asking pertain a little bit weirdness. Like he would have noticed, hey, these people that look odd and a little bit out of place are doing the same thing the guy with the bow tie did. Like, but he's not. He doesn't even know point of that has been like expressed where he's like at odds or suspicious or anything. And he keeps on telling us that the notes from the guy talking about the police box is crazy. So he's either trying to misdirect us or he really just doesn't know.
He could be trying to misdirect.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean,
So right now, I don't think he's part of this.
Keep him on the back burner, basically.
I feel like we should keep it at least in mind. Yeah.
so
But I
Jones's
mean,
notes.
oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go
You
ahead.
guys are still talking.
But honestly, we wouldn't know until later. So it's probably good to gather more clues and such.
So
Yeah, we'll be all right.
yeah. So Jones's notes, when you guys crack them open, are pretty interesting. You guys know from the police reports, Jones was kind of a member of one of the fraternities.
Yep.
So he writes down in his notes, I can't believe I'm missing the game. Michael gets to go, but I don't. This is so lame. Nancy's such a... Like, I don't like taking notes with Nancy. She's way too harsh on me. But...
I just imagined that the word bitch is just crossed out.
Yep. But on the plus side, we've been learning some interesting thing, and at least Nancy's got good theories, so at least maybe I'll get a passing grade here. My personal theory is that she's kind of right with the twins things, but realistically speaking, there's no way, like she says, there's no way to tell. Though, technically speaking, I also think she might be wrong about that. Because there is a way to tell if they're twins without actually we're identical twins without actually testing on them invasively. We could try weighing the canopic jars and seeing if the organs weigh the same. Or investigating the contents of those, though apparently according to the professor we're not allowed to do anything invasive like open them. We could still try weighing them. I think if they weigh the same, then the two of them are probably, you know, same organs and everything. Same weight, but...
Out of character, is that a thing?
That is not a thing, and that'd be very apparent as you guys are reading it.
Percy just looks so fucking confused. Does this kind
And
of
writes down, like, I don't know, I'm trying, I don't know, this course ain't worth the credits. Next day it goes on to, one of the frat bros keeps asking me for the keys to the lab. I keep telling him no. That would be kind of funny. To, like, pose these things in a weird way to freak someone out. I think when Nancy gets off her high horse, I might try doing that later tonight, just because it'd be funny to scare the crap out of everyone in the morning. Next day's note. Well, the next day's note is a 4-page essay meticulously done on the sinking of the Titanic, with a erased section at the end that is basically a strongly worded letter to the professor about how he shouldn't have been expelled for moving the mummies.
Oh.
Or not expelled, shouldn't have been punished, like, suspended. Sorry, expelled is kicked out flat out. Suspended is when you're kicked out temporarily.
Fucking rip.
Yeah.
And then the next one is apparently about, like, 10 days later. It's just, fuck, it's the end of semester. Why the hell is Nancy making me stay up late researching this shit? With her brains, it's not like we need any more help getting a passing grade. Not to mention the old crackpot's gone and went missing again.
He wasn't there the last night.
I don't know what the fuck he keeps talking about how it should be time for that guy to show back up again. There is no bow tie man, my guy. I swear I'm gonna report this fucker for using LSD in the halls. In the bathroom. In the halls. Sorry. Because if this shit keeps up, none of us are getting a passing grade.
Damn. So he wasn't there at the end. There at the end of the night, then. Wait a minute. Out of character, the teacher guy is gone, right? He's in. It's just us in here?
Yeah, he went to go and talk to the dean about getting you guys a set of spare keys so you guys wouldn't get locked in overnight.
Yeah, no, I just want to ask because I want to discuss this without sounding crazy.
Yeah. Hold up. Hold that thought. There's apparently dinner. I'm going to have dinner instead of eating some Fritos. So I will be back. I'm still listening, so discuss.
So wait, this only seemed to happen after the dude basically moved the mummies.
Hold on, I'm bringing in Beatrice this whole time I'm muted, so I'll catch up in a second.
I don't know that much about mummies, but I mean, this whole thing seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah, no shit. Let's see. If the... We definitely... What do you think the chances are that the mummies actually did move?
I don't know. I feel like it might be an unlikely chance, but I mean, if there's a so-called curse going around, you know, there might be a chance that something about them is gonna be super weird.
I mean, for one, we definitely have to stake out. We probably should be prepared to see if these things move just in case. I'm not sure how you fight a mummy, but
You set that up.
what?
How would you set that up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I mean,
I usually have to keep my microphone close to my mouth. I apologize.
that's okay. It's okay. I'm not quite sure. This is confusing. Um, fuck. Let's see. You. Well, actually, wait. Was we don't know if these notes were just found the next day or if they were turned in specifically. Out of character when he gets back. DM, did we get any, like, I can't remember. Were we told that these were turned in or were they just found?
According to him, he didn't say. Just that these were the students' notes.
Hmm. Yeah, I legitimately just think it may be a thing of we need to stake out, see what we can find. And hope we don't get kidnapped by mummies, I guess.
I mean, getting kidnapped by mummy seems kind of terrifying. That makes this adventure all the more worrisome.
It's certainly not the weirdest thing I've heard about, but there's been things out there.
Alright, 1 sec. So like I'm back. Um, did I miss like what did I miss? I was only gone for like a couple minutes.
We were basically just summing up.
Because I heard something about I think they were turning into the mummies.
What? No, we didn't say
Yeah.
that.
And I only heard like passing conversation, and I assumed that's what was said. It's like,
Yeah, no. No,
okay,
he said let's hope we don't get kidnapped by mummies, not turned into mummies.
oh, okay.
Uh, my thought is this only happened after the one guy moved the mummies. So if we're, I mean, like, let's be honest. If this guy is, if the one guy is this freaked out, it could be that moving the mummies disturbed something, some kind of curse bullshit. Let's be honest.
Well,
Especially if
one
it
thing
only happened late at night. That's got curses written all over it.
when we see the substitute again, we can ask him about who discovered the bodies, who discovered these mummies, and see if anything weird happened to them. Because whoever found it had to have moved the mummies in the first place, to get it out of the tomb. Right?
Hmm.
So if moving the mummies is a thing, or touching the mummies is a thing, we might be able to find more evidence supporting that.
Yeah. I guess at this point, we're just waiting for the guy to get back.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything to add, Jonathan?
I'm sorry. Where are we? I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
You alright, man?
What am I be asked?
Do you have anything else to add?
To add about this? Not really.
Okay.
Hmm.
And Doc's VRB, right?
No, I'm
think-
not.
Yeah, Doc's
Oh.
back.
Insanely quiet. I had no idea you were still here.
Yeah, but I guess we're just gonna.
Honestly, if anything weird happens, I think eventually we might figure it out.
Very,
The mummies are the
very
points, dude.
descriptive. Very descriptive, Captain Obvious. Thank you. All right. Sorry, I'm just poking fun at you.
The professor does eventually get back in. Hold on. And he hands you guys a set of like keys. Here. These were the custodians. Or are, I don't know. Apparently, last custodian hasn't shown up for a while, so these are just his spare set of keys. Should let you get in and out. I swear, talking with the dean
Okay.
gets really confusing. Yeah.
Happened to the other
Weirdly-
custodian.
Fuck.
Confusing.
I just realized
What?
this is the wrong voice. Let me restart that whole fucking sentence. I'm talking like Kronos.
I was wondering.
So he'll get back and hand you guys a set of keys on a ring. This won't cover the whole building, just the door, just the department. He pulls a couple off. These will cover the doors to get in and out of the department, so you don't get stuck in here.
Much appreciated.
If you lose them, you're not getting out till morning, just so you're aware.
All right.
Oh my god, it's night at the museum. Everything's gonna come to life.
You don't actually say that out loud, do you?
No, I'm not saying.
I was gonna. I'm sorry. Just Jin seems chaotic enough that he might say that, so I needed to double check.
I don't want this. I don't want the professor to think that we're any weirder than we are.
Hmm.
I don't know. We could be.
You said the. You said the dean was like really weird to talk to.
I mean, he's an older gentleman, so he's a bit heads in the last generation.
Ah, understandable.
But apparently the custodian hasn't shown up for a couple weeks, so I had to get him out of his closet.
Hey Doc, I had a question out of character.
Hmm?
Could I make this professor lose my mind?
What?
Could I make this professor lose his mind if I pulled out my cell phone?
Oh my god,
Possibly.
dude.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry.
You pull it out. Looks confused.
This is a brick.
Anyhow, let's Percy's gonna pinch the bridge of his nose. Anyhow, thank you, Mr. I'm sorry, I don't think I ever actually got your name.
Oh, it's just Mr. Smith.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Smith.
So we're about to get locked in here, and we can't leave till morning.
We
That's
have a
kinda
key,
wild.
dude.
Oh, you won't be in here all night alone. I usually stay till late anyways.
How late do you usually stay?
About maybe 10 or so. I've got a rental car, so I usually just go back to the hotel when I'm done grading paperwork.
That's fair.
I suppose I'm going to be here for another 3 to 4 months. I should probably just start renting an apartment at this point.
Anyhow, thank you, Mr. Smith.
No
I
trouble.
suppose we'll be back later, I guess?
Sure. The building closes at around 8 p.m. Those students do sometimes have keys to study later, so don't expect yourselves to be the only ones in the building.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hand you guys over the keys.
Percy will take that. Alright. Let's get going.
Alright, where to next?
I guess we just wait until, you know.
Alright, so I'm gonna say we all kill time by looking around at other exhibits and explore and just take a look at what is actually on display here. Look at the various artifacts and see if, anything looks a little cool. Maybe something stands out. Hey, also,
Alright.
Dog, I had a question.
Hmm?
Could I sense motive on the mummies?
You can sense motive. Anything you would like to sense motive. I'm very surprised you have not been sense motiving things.
Well, yeah, yeah. I just don't want I didn't want to overuse it because it's so good.
Fair.
While he does that,
But
I need to go bathroom real quick. BRB.
alright, let me get back onto the game. I was trying to free up some bandwidth because he's trying to play games anyway, and I'm not about to stop again. I'll deal with it.
Fair enough.
Sense motive. Yeah, I would have used it on the professor, but I'm sure I'll use that later on tonight.
Yeah, and you can use it on the professor at any point in time. He's just walking around to get a general feel of the guy.
This is for the mummies. It's a 16.
I mean, they don't. They seem off, but they don't really peak anything like too high danger alarm, technically.
Oh, let me turn on my Wi-Fi. Use it. Test.
Yes.
Y'all can hear me good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm using my phone's hotspot.
Alright.
Yeah, that should help him. And I haven't used it much, so I have all my free data. So we should be golden all night, golden all day. We got this. All right. The mummies seem off, right? I make mention to Jonathan, telling him, "Hey, I think that kid was right about the mummies, dude. They do seem a bit weird. I don't know. They're putting off this weird vibe.
Yeah, they do seem a little weird. That professor's a little weird too.
You think?" Jin kind of
Um,
like grabs his chin and thinks for a moment. It's like nothing about his behavior has seemed off-putting to Jin, but he hasn't actually tried to sense him out. So it's like he's curious because it's interesting that somebody could be like cool, you know.
I
So
am
maybe when he
back.
does,
I would like to not die. I would like to not die slipping on my blanket.
are you okay? What happened?
Are
Did you
you
take?
okay?
I I slipped like 3 feet across the room because I stepped on my blanket.
How do you know? That you? How do you know that got too around the corner?
Anyhow, so what's going on?
I did sense motive on the mummies, and they do seem off, and I brought that to Jonathan's attention that guy might have like the notes might actually be correct on yeah something is wrong here, but also Jin was kind of amused that this professor, uh, Jonathan is saying the professor feels off. Jin is like I didn't feel anything off at all, but I also haven't tried to suss him out. So it's just like interesting if he is sus, he's really good at hiding it just naturally.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Shit, maybe I should have done sense motive. I've got a 3 in it. I need to put shit in the sense motive.
I like that skill. I like that skill. It's so fun. It's so fun to be able to be like, yeah, that guy's gonna try and kill us, or yeah, no, he's cool.
But, you see, now I want to sense motive him, but it'd be weird to just go into just like,
Doc did say he was just walking around doing his professor thing, so anytime we wanted to, we could do that.
may I make a sense motive roll then, Doc?
Go for it. 'Cause
Damn
I'm-
it! That's my payback for that nat 20 earlier.
Yeah, let me do
I
a
don't think
thing
I have
quick.
everything. I don't think I have anything.
Yeah. No. Percy, this guy is your average, normal, everyday history professor. You are completely convinced.
Yeah.
If anything, by the time he's starting to leave this place, I'll try for a sense motive as he's leaving, just to be sure. But if he's leaving, he's probably not involved. If he's gonna leave while we're still here, it's probably okay.
Well, no, I think he's just going around and helping out the students.
True. Okay. I'm sorry about background noise.
It's all good.
So, hey, Doc, was there like anything like the mummies are here, yeah, but like in front of them, is there like a plaque with information about them or anything, or like about the discovery or anything interesting like that?
There's a couple there is a prompt actually for the students stating that these guys were discovered back in the 1940s as part of the first expedition into the Valley of Kings. They were discovered in 2 separate sarcophagi, and they are guessed to be from the New Kingdom period of Egypt's monarchy. Which actually, yeah, I think it's New Kingdom that they started using the Valley of Kings. Let me double check this quickly.
Is there any assumption about their age too? Because age on mummies is pretty interesting. Like, do they have an idea of how old they were when they died?
Excuse me.
You're good, dude. I'm asking a lot of questions. You take no time at all finding new purchase. She's resting on top of the tea cans.
Yeah, it would be. So they are from the New Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
They are described to be from the very beginning of the New Kingdom. But according to this, these 2 apparently died when they were in their. The students have guesstimated that they are in their mid to late teens.
Oh, damn, so they're young.
Yeah, they're
Teens?
very young.
Well, then again, I guess that wasn't that young for them back then.
Yeah, teens. It does note that there is actually a sticky note pinned to this by the history professor stating that this information is correct. Well done, Group 2.
Nice.
And
Okay,
you
they
can
died.
piece that together looking around that the professor will put sticky notes down of, sorry, Group 4, this information is not quite correct, but you're really close, keep up the good work, or Group 1, you're cold as stone, try again, please. Just pinned to various, discoveries that the students have written out. Because it seems like the students are pinning sticky notes to missing spaces describing stuff in this museum. And the professor is coming by and actually going over them, in fact. Because as you guys are watching this entire hallway, there are students pinning sticky notes everywhere. Trying to guess this stuff from various groups from their findings from that day. Meaning this guy is having to go through the entire damn hall and correct this stuff. Which is an amazing amount of dedication.
Yeah.
This
Oh my
guy
god.
is so cool.
I like this guy.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
even
so
want to sense
sad if
motive.
this guy ends up being a kid. I'm gonna be so sad.
I know. This is like why I'm like, I don't know if I want to sense motive for him. I don't want to find out he's a bad guy. Okay.
That or he could
Okay.
just be a red herring. Who knows? We'll see.
Here's another thing that's interesting too. Um, regarding like it's these mummies are young. Whatever their cause of death, that could also tie into something. If they were killed or murdered for power gain in some sort of way, shape, or fashion, and it wasn't like an illness or sickness, maybe vengeance could make them have some sort of curse. Is what I was thinking. But also, they
That
might be
or
too
back
young.
then curses were believed to be a huge thing. So maybe they were killed by like a curse or something, maybe? I don't
The
know.
mummies, maybe. But then again, hey, we're not completely sure if these mummies are the same mummies from that X-ray too. So if we could determine the cause of death on these ones, maybe it's not even the true thing.
Hmm.
Only reason I know about the only reason I'm thinking about that is because there in history, Tutankhamun, the 18-year-old boy king, was he died due to having a tooth infection. It's what his cause of death was. He had like gingivitis or something, and it took his life.
Damn, that's a sucky ass way to go. Oh.
Yeah, and he's like they call him the King of Kings or something like that.
Hmm. Anyhow, is there anything else you guys need to do before we do thing?
I'm gonna go over my skill sheet and see if I can apply anything here in a meaningful way. I've got a 4 in knowledge history, but I don't know what I'd be trying to suss out about these mummies. I don't think I would know. So I'm not gonna go for that.
I don't think I can add anything to that.
I guess
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
could I make a perception to see any if there's anything that looks like particularly cursed or something, or maybe like something that looks like maybe it was like, you know how like things are placed in cases, it kind of leaves like an indent, maybe anything that didn't fit like its indent or something with a perception.
Yeah.
Um, sure, go for it.
All right.
Come on, high number. Oh my god.
Yep, I'm going back to physicals.
Yep, reroll physical hits and being a butt.
That's a 4. That's not much better. So 4 plus 7, that's 11.
It's above 10. It's better than an
It's
8.
better than a
So,
nat 1.
yeah.
I mean, I can try to roll a perception. I don't know. I don't have anything.
Perception is supposed to be the one thing I'm good at. Oh no! What the
So,
hell?
like, I've been trying to hold back on my rolling because when I roll, I base the two things I put my points into are literally the two most useful things to us, it seems like.
Perception and sense motive?
Yeah, mine are both extremely high.
Then
I could
perception,
do
my
that, but
dude.
I don't want to choose it. I really don't want to choose it.
Go for it.
Alright. Yeah, here we go.
Damn.
Yeah.
Uh, Jenny, do you spot that there are a couple things missing? Namely just jewelry. Some pieces you recognize being worked on by students, but one in particular has been completely missing. There are no students that are working on it, and it's just gone.
What, is there
Curse
like a
necklace.
describing what it was before it went missing?
Yeah. Apparently, the thing was a particular scarab beetle that had been split in half, one half put in each tomb.
He might
This
have
is why
found
I wanted to check.
this might be the trigger. Two halves of the whole, those two were twins together. They made like maybe together they made a full ruler in a way of things. Maybe they both would have sat on the throne together. I'm not sure, but either way, it seems like um, whatever that scarab beetle was, I bet you was very important to the mummies.
Hmm.
I call the guys over here to come look at this. Like, hey, read this plaque real quick. Something about this is a little bit interesting.
Percy
Oh,
would just
Scarb. Oh, the Scarab? Yes. Actually, you asked about Nancy's group. They're the last ones to check that out. Peculiar. Last I
Has
knew, the
it been
paperwork had been
has it
good.
been seen since then?
I've been pretty busy with all the students, to be honest. My usual class size is much smaller than this.
Because
So,
I don't
I'll be,
see any of the other students using it.
yeah, to be quite honest. I can sweep the museum tonight, maybe. Maybe it got put back up on its proper display by a group who had a theory about it, but if it's
Gene
not
quickly pulls
there,
out the notes we had, and he's looking through them for any mention of any in the notes about scarabs.
uh, Nancy mentions that Jones being a clumsy, like Michael may have dropped one of like a scarab during like one of his many like jumping at shadows incidents, as she likes to call them. Um,
Drops. Okay.
Has anyone else really handled that thing other than this group, from what you understand?
I'll have to go and check the group note. He actually claps his hands. Everyone, has anyone checked out the scarab beetle in the past couple months? If you have, I need to see your notes immediately. And all the students just kind of like look at each other and just shrug. Like, no, nah, man, we haven't seen it. Yeah,
So,
didn't Nancy's, like, that weirdo in Nancy's group last happen? Oh yeah, Michael? Yeah. Wasn't he the last guy who had that?
so they were the only one who touched it.
And now they're missing.
Hmm.
Mm.
I mean, they always could have stolen it. This artifact is actually particularly valuable. I'd argue it's as valuable as the mummies themselves. I mean, it's sort of their proof of identification.
I see.
Um, hmm. Let's go to my office because I don't want you. I don't want ears. I don't want potato
Yeah,
buds, as you
yeah, no.
people say it, hearing what I'm about to say.
He
All right, we'll
nods and
follow
just
him.
follows.
And the teacher, one kid's like, "Oh, why not teach?" Because it'd be cheating, and you know it, Derek. Now get back to work.
Percy will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll all follow. Don't
Pretty
want
much.
anyone falling behind.
Yeah.
Are there any images or pictures of those scarabs that we might be able to just look at?
Oh yes. He reaches and digs through his notes. Um.
Maybe a sketch?
Yeah. Just. He actually pulls out a old like a photograph, like a black and white photograph. This. The beetles are green, but um basically I believe when they were in one of the colleges along the line, they got put back together and we just sort of left them that way. Mostly because the beetles are more of a symbolization of who these two are. They aren't princes, and this is why I can't say this in front of the students. These two are actually a pair of servants who are water bearers to one of the last pharaohs of the 18th dynasty.
Hmm.
So these
They
water
were
bears were important enough to be mummified and put inside a throne room. They must have been important to whoever they served.
oh, very much so. They were very important to them. Water bearers to the king of kings.
Oh my god.
Also, apparently
Okay.
childhood friends of his. So, from what
Hmm.
we gather, and that's just based on how they were buried, with heavy amounts of respect and very close to the right hand side of the king.
often whenever servants are buried with their kings, so they can serve them in the afterlife.
Yes, that's the usual rule with these such things. They would have been part of his entourage on his way to the next life.
Hmm.
I'm out of character. I'm thinking, right? So, if there's a curse, I'm not sure if it would be these mummies, unless, like, if they're servants, it wouldn't be about them being desecrated or them being insulted or them having their artifacts taken. I would think they would care more so about their king being insulted.
Which is why I'm thinking possibly the one dude dropped the beetle, which means it could have gone back into two halves. That could have angered them, because maybe that beetle is like has something to do with the person that they served. Because let's
Yeah.
face it, I don't know that much about ancient Egypt, but with how important scarabs are, aren't those things usually kept for like pharaohs and things like that?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Not exactly water boys.
Mhm. And maybe though that scarab was a gift from the king to represent the two water bearers, it's two pieces that come together to form a whole, and maybe it matters greatly to them. And having that damage is like an insult to the king who gifted it to them. Oh my god, did we crack the code?
We'll have to see.
Okay.
Hmm. Actually, out of character, was this around the right? Right. That was 83, I think, that security cameras were invented. Never mind. I'm just like, oh, why don't we check the security cameras? And I'm just like, wait, no. That's still a few years off.
Does he say that out loud?
No, he does not say that out loud. No, this is all out of character, I assume.
Okay. Bring it back into character then.
Sorry.
Mm,
Uh, the thing is, I don't think we want to talk about this in front of the history professor with the risk of sounding like madmen.
I'm gonna think for a minute. With the history professor staring back and looking at these two. I'll be quite honest, I'm not sure how they managed to split the beetles apart. Once they were put back together again, they almost didn't want to separate.
Mm.
they like clicked in place, or just really hard to actually take it apart?
A bit of both, actually. It's a clever. The scarab beetle is technically more of an icon than an actual scarab beetle. It's, believe it or not, made of magnetic metals. Of course, I doubt the ancient Egyptians really had a concept of magnetism, but they knew
probably
that the two rocks would fit together when carved, so the king apparently gave it to them.
Hmm.
a gift from the king that's gone missing. Oh no.
Well,
So, so out of character, real quick, I wanted to ask: do you guys think if we were looking around, like, where could this scarab have gone? And what I'm thinking is, if we can't
Well,
find the
actually,
scarabs, right? What if the scarabs are actually inside those mummies, and those mummies are probably not the actual original mummies?
hmm. Percy would actually think for a moment, just go, actually, they had to be in like a lab to do all this research, right? What lab were they in? Does it say in the... He's got to start flipping through notes to see if it says which lab they were in.
we don't have a proper lab that would be delicate enough for a large number of students, so we've set up a room where they can take them out of the casings without causing any damage. The beetle itself is stable enough on a shelf, but if they were researching the mummies, they were likely in the room with them. That's the only. Does he gestures to gestures back towards like his side wall. One of the old storage rooms got converted into somewhere where the environment is regulated enough that they're safe to examine.
Hmm.
don't suppose there's been a robbery from one of the students, do you? I mean, 3 go missing after stealing a priceless artifact. That doesn't seem like... I do assume you are...
Hmm?
Sorry.
Out of character, you cut out.
Nah, he was like... Are you not sure the students didn't just steal them, though? I mean...
The only students
wouldn't
to
be-
have them have ended up missing. They could have taken the Scarab and gone on the run, but it seems highly out of character. Judging by the notes of Nancy, she cares more about her education than she would greed.
It's true.
Which is why I'm saying it might be a good idea to take a look at where they were before, like, whichever section they were in, because maybe there would be a few clues left there.
I believe they were assigned to section 3. The last professor had them rotate sections, but I just went by group number, and I just label whatever group is in what section 3 for that day, rotating sections. So, I would assume that they were there at the point where that beetle was in section 3. Then I think group 5 is there now. Odd that they didn't report any of the artifacts missing. Then again, they've started to piece together the history of a lot of the objects, which means they're actually back in display cases. Which is why I said I could probably check the display case when I go about grading tonight, see if I find them.
That's fair. That might be another place for us to also look tonight.
Yeah,
Just
it
in
would be
case.
worth a shot.
Do forgive if I seem to pry. This collection is my responsibility, so if something gets lost, it's my head on the pike.
Oh no, that's understandable. You don't want to lose your job, and frankly, from the work I see you doing out there, your passion.
Yes, very much my passion.
But anyhow, we should probably add that to list of places to look into tonight.
It should be in with the artifacts that were in the sarcophagus, which would be actually along the hall just outside this office. So it would probably be in there if it's anywhere, but knowing Nancy, it would have to be. It's not like her to just lose something.
I'm sure. They could have tried to hide that they had dropped this artifact. If you're
Well,
supposed to be taking notes and not damaging the exhibit, and then you do something clumsy like that, I could see the other two covering for the one who dropped it.
Well,
Like
no,
me.
here's the thing. They didn't seem to like each other, so I wouldn't see them trying to cover for each other. My concern is the other reason I want to check is because if there's like signs of a struggle or something like that, if someone else tried to break in and steal it, and they got caught in the crossfire.
Theory as well.
Because, I mean, like you said, Nancy seems to care more about her education, so I don't think it's that they stole it. But if there was someone else, that would also explain why A, they're missing, and B, why the Scarab's missing.
I'm going to go one last round and see if I can collect notes from anyone who was there that night. If you don't mind.
Alright, thank you,
Feel
Mr.
free to
Smith.
use the office to talk about things if you'd like.
All right.
Just do keep in mind if you have any more questions that would reveal things they're supposed to be finding out themselves.
In the office.
Feel free to come. Yep, in the office. You can of course feel free to ask any of the students about this sort of thing, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go and see if I can collect notes from the groups that were with them that night. So then he will duck out of the office.
As soon as he's off, Percy, he's going to look over. If they drop the Scarab in there, and that woke up the mummies, that could be what. That could be why.
Yeah, the scarabs being missing, the scarabs being broken. That could be the trigger that activates these two in particular. I'm starting to think if we can find the scarab and return it, maybe we can hear. It's like the solution we're here for, which is what I'm thinking. We seem to be following a trail, and it does seem to be getting warmer and warmer and warmer. I'm starting to think we're pretty close to the reason why we're here.
Right. It just makes me wonder why they went back to being like this after. I don't know. Like I said, we need to look once everyone's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And just that being said, I don't think we should split up just because,
No.
frankly, anyone who's seen a horror movie, the first person to split up is the one who dies. So, actually, that would also
Absolutely.
make sense since the one guy apparently disappeared halfway through the night. We don't know what happened to the other guy, but
Yeah, that's fair.
basically,
Honestly,
we're
with
gonna
all
want to
these
stick
mystery,
together.
honestly, with all this mysterious crap happening, I don't think we should. That splitting up is gonna be necessarily a good idea. So yeah, I totally agree.
Alright. He just kind of groans.
Jin
Damn it,
half
why did
jokingly
it.
says, "Hey, like, if they come to life, we should probably be prepared. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, but I have a feeling something will. Whatever it is, we should be prepared."
Yeah, we
Feel like
need
this is
to.
gonna be another moment.
I don't.
I feel like
We'll
this
have to
is.
figure
Oh,
something out.
sorry.
Damn it, I just wish we knew exactly what. It's like. Thing is, normally with shit like this, I'd say, like, check security cameras, but that's not for another few years off. And it's frustrating.
No.
Uh.
Yes, you eventually hear a small knock as he does come back in with a couple notes.
Oh, you got
This is
something?
a list of students that were in late that night. One had them drop the thing, but they were in the other room, so they were placing something along the artifact hall. And I think as he like places one down,
Here.
and I think these three were in the room at the time.
Hmm.
Just go right down.
Alright.
That's your fair.
Hmm. Partial. Is he like handing out? Is he like handing over the notes, or?
Yeah, he's handing them over.
Partial take them and just kind of look through them. Anything of interest in there?
The one that says that they heard the noise, literally, it's not necessarily a, it's not a, this is funny. This isn't a folder from one of the students. This is a folder from the dean's office about our group of students in group 2 reporting a noise complaint against group 3 for the third time about them arguing with each other, this time after apparently dropping something, citing that these guys seriously should be watched closer.
Understatement of
Or,
the century.
The other one is from someone who was in the room at the time who was on their way out as they dropped it and just decided to like write down in their notes on checkout. Per usual, group 3 is arguing again in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
Tried stopping by to see the custodian again, but for my usual for my usual chat with him, but apparently he wasn't. I was kind of disappointed. He must have been sick or something, because I always like saying goodbye to the old guy on the way out the door. He's usually pretty chill.
Was he
Out of
here last
character.
night?
Was that in
Oh,
notes
wait.
or was that a character talking?
That was in
no-
notes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I had a feeling. Out of character, we all agreed that the custodian probably was someone else who got caught.
that's the first thing I thought too, and it's not even that. Like I thought he got caught. It's like, do you think the kids would have picked up the artifact after dropping it, or do you think the custodian touched it, trying to do what he needs to do, which is clean?
Good point.
Because if
Which
he touched
means
it,
it could still be in there.
right? True. Do you think we can get into the custodial's room?
It should be on the ring of keys I gave you guys. He's just down the hall. Why? Something wrong.
We have a suspicion he may have been the last one to interact with the artifact, and we just want to check it out, check out the room. When's the last time you've seen him?
Honestly, it's been a few weeks actually.
Hmm.
I mean, the dean. To be fair, I think the dean also hired a second custodian because there's some new lady that's been cleaning the hall at night. So it's not my usual place of work, so I don't try and butt in or anything. So
I motion to the others to see if they want to follow me over there.
Percy will nod and follow. Alright, let's get going,
We'll be
dude.
right back.
of course.
We'll follow.
At this point, it is starting to get like towards 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. You see some students starting to filter out for other classes, some staying a bit later. Though they are kind of thinning as the day goes on. Apparently, this class is one of those ones where you just come in and like do your work and leave type deals.
Those are the best, man.
Yeah, they are.
No one gives a fuck and they just leave you alone, and I love it.
Yeah.
I say this like I've been to college. I have not. I just go around a lot of college campuses.
But you find and get into the custodian's office easy enough.
Alright. And I'm rolling up perception to try and see if there's anything immediately apparent right off the bat. Alright, so 17 plus 7. 24?
I mean, guy has a lot of dirt in his garbage bin.
That's odd. Just like soily earth, dirt.
No, it's more like sand.
Dude,
Like what's from
sand.
Egypt. Alright, I'm gonna look around for like a broom or something so I can like maybe dig around in there without risking touching this thing if it is in there.
Sure. Just sweep through the pile pretty easily. Mostly just trash and varying things.
No scarab?
No beetle. No scarab.
Alright.
Okay.
That means he was... But with that much sand... Percy would
Odd
be
to
saying
find
this.
sand in the middle of the city like this.
Yeah, that's my thought, which means he definitely interacted with it. Actually, question. Is this like sand? Or is this like ash sand?
Do you have knowledge nature or knowledge chemistry, which would basically just be like craft alchemy or like knowledge
I've got a +4
it
in
looks
mine.
like I put stuff into survival instead of knowledge nature. I need to put some shit into knowledge nature.
Basically, does anyone have profession like science or anything that would have to do with the physical sciences?
No, I have like 4 in my nature though.
Fair. Jonathan, you're an electrician, but that electricity is a physical science.
Yeah, I've my profession as an electrical engineer.
You're an engineer. Maybe your fancy engineering school taught you one or two things. Go ahead and roll.
For profession or knowledge?
Your choice. Whichever's higher.
Go for the higher number. Oh, that's nice.
Jonathan, this is kind of like a this is like easily mistakable for dirt. It's not dirt, it's sort of like a very sandy silt type deal. Definitely strange to find inside a building like this, frankly. But it has almost a very like the type of like desert sand type quality where it's like almost smooth, like you can like pick it up and just pour it out of your hand.
Mhm.
It's about like that, only it's like very fertile silt mixed with a lot of sand. Which is why you guys could easily mistake it for dirt with a low enough roll.
Because my thought is that you don't think it's like one of those like once the day is done, it's like turns to ash or dust. Do you think? Actually,
I
hold
think
on.
it's
Is there like a window in here?
There's no windows. This seems to be like a closed-in room.
Alright, I was gonna say if it's one of those things where it's like it touches the sun and goes to dust, that would explain why they only show up at night. But
Above table, there's a Halloween movie called something or other that's about that.
really,
Yeah, I forget the name.
Is there a desk in here?
Yeah, there's a custodian's desk.
Can I open the desk and look through it?
Sure. Drawers have various labels like lost and found, keys,
lost and
cleaning wipes.
found.
Yeah, lost and found. Nothing really seems to. Nah. I was hoping he might have put it in there or something. I don't know. That's what I was hoping for.
Lost and Found has a lacrosse medal, a kind of nice preppy girls looking compact, and a
Yep, that's theirs.
blue pen. And a
Yes,
blue
it
pen.
is. Yep, that does sound like their stuff. A lacrosse medal. What a guy who wanted to go play the game. Preppy girl. Sounds like Nancy's. And then the last thing has to be
Chewed up blue pen.
a nervous wreck, which could only be one person. This is their stuff. So he found their stuff. He
Which
might.
means he might have found the scarab.
Yeah, I'm still concerned that the students would leave the scarab on the ground. I'm not sure that like something must have happened that would either spook them to run away or they just had to vanish before they could recover. And they said they heard loud noises, some of the notes did, and then the only person to see them drop it left like as soon as they dropped it.
Yeah, because they were fighting again.
Mm-hmm.
Like both notes cite that the two of them were fighting again.
Let's see. Is there any other like storage things where it looks like this, where we could have found the scarab possibly? Like maybe it got kicked underneath a bookshelf, or maybe it's in a different drawer.
I mean, you guys do kind of a pretty thorough sweep, and you guys do actually end up like roll me a perception.
Everyone or just Percy?
Just everyone. You guys are all
Alright,
sweeping
so
this.
16
It's fairly
plus
large area.
16 plus 7. 16 plus 7, that'll be 23.
All of us got over 20 then.
Yeah, we all gotten like 20 or higher.
Damn, we perceptive motherfuckers.
It's actually in one of the display cases with a note pinned to it from
the scarab?
Yeah, with a note pinned to it from Group 3 that says it was likely from the sarcophagus.
Oh, so it's in here. Is it still split?
No, it's back together.
Well, I
Does it
Could
look
I
like
look
there's any
like?
like? I know this is
I
gonna
was gonna.
sound dumb considering it literally came from a desert, but does it look like it specifically has like a lot of like sand or something or like residue on it?
Not exactly. I mean,
Because like places like historical things tend to keep these things pretty well polished, don't they? To keep them in good order.
yeah, they do.
If it was
And this thing
dirty,
seems to look fairly okay. I mean, there is a bit of sand on the thing it's sitting on, but otherwise it's pretty well clean. Probably
Let's take
someone has
the whole
been by
case.
and dusted it off.
Let's take the whole case back to the professor. I'm assuming we can lift it. It's a scarab beetle. The case can't be too big for it.
well,
Of
no.
course
Let's
not.
go.
It's
Why don't we just someone go grab the professor? I guess. Hmm.
I mean, we could do that.
Just go grab him.
But I don't want to take my eyes off this thing because if it disappears.
Yeah. It's still middle of the day. One of us should be good to just go off and do that. Right? Is that?
It's not like we're physically touching it if we move it, though.
Still, it's just.
I will specify though, this thing's not necessarily in a case. What I mean by a case is they have a glass wall case that stretches down this wall like schools would have for sports posters. This thing is on like a cushion in this case with a little box over it, but it does not appear to be
Hmm.
does not appear to have a bottom to it because the glass shelf is serving as a bottom. It seems
Just,
that it's stable enough that it's not with temperature monitored stuff. So
just one of us
Could I
goes to get.
sense anything weird about it real quick?
One of us go to get the professor. The other two of us keep an eye on it.
Sounds good to me.
Because
I don't know.
frankly, I don't
Once
want
they
to
go,
risk two people going to get the professor and one person keeping an eye on it, and then coming back and both the scarab and the person is gone.
roll perceptive if you'd like.
Yeah, because
Right.
that's what I was trying to say. Is I wanted to sense this thing.
Why do I keep on? Well, I guess I was a 14, so that's fine.
Also, bear in mind, there are some things that Jin can check that Percy cannot.
Oh, fair.
That's what I was
Jin,
thinking as well.
Psychic boy.
Jin is allowed to vibe check objects. Percy is allowed to vibe check people.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood that. That was
I got a
a
27 on the object.
It seems to pulse out in a particular fashion, almost like a beat, but it's kind of like an off-tune heartbeat in a way.
Oh.
Yeah, this thing is definitely connected. How do I express this to them? Okay, guys, this object right here, I am absolutely certain it's responsible for their missing. This, without a doubt. We need to be careful with it. We should not touch it. We need to go get the professor now.
Yep. The two of you and I should stay here. Jonathan, do you mind going to get the professor?
sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks, man.
The professor's just in the office reading through some notes. Like he's reading through some notes.
I walk up to him and I'm just like, "Hey, I think we found this artifact that we've been searching for. A little scarab-looking thing.
Yeah.
The two of us that had stayed behind to keep watch for it, just in case if someone, you know, just in case that someone accidentally goes missing.
Huh.
Nods.
He's like, at that moment, out of character, saying that to the professor just in case someone goes missing, being around the scarab, that would totally tip the professor off, bro. Onto like, okay, so these guys think something weird's happening with the scarab. Clearly, like,
Okay.
I don't understand. Why would you think that someone would go missing over a Scarab beetle?
I don't know. We seem to have figured out this thing might be connected to the disappearances of the people. Um, I came here to see if you wouldn't mind taking a look at it.
Alright, I can take a look. Just, Izzy, like, give me a moment to go and get my notes on the thing. I left my case in the other office. Or, not, sorry, not in the other office. Because he's gonna get up. I have to keep remembering not to leave that thing behind. Dean's gonna be furious as he's just under his breath as he's walking out.
Please sense motive.
I'm totally sensing motive when I see this man.
Okay. Go for it.
We're not in the same room as him at the moment.
No!
No!
See, even with high rolls, even with high stats, I still have failures. It's okay. I don't mind.
Uh,
You're not. You're kind of stunned by this guy. Because you can't read him at all. He's
That's what I was thinking, man. Even like as a character, as he was acting, I couldn't pick it up anything about him. He just seemed. This character is awesome.
He seems completely blank. Though, notably, when you are reading him, he turns back to you and just.
Oh
I
no!
want you to roll me another sense motive.
oh no. Come on!
Hey, that's not bad though. Anything above 10, take it. Always.
Okay. Now, do me one last favor and roll a quick little will save for me.
Oh no.
Okay, so
My will is a total of 2. I'm not sure what that means, by the way, when I roll.
yeah. Unfortunately for you, you also have a negative against psychic effects. So
Oh no.
he just kind of, as he looks at you, you hear kind of a whisper in the back of your mind that just whispers, "Come now, such things are best left kept secret, are they not? It is best not to go crying where one ought."
He kind of. Jin takes a step
And
back.
he's saying this without moving his lips, looking directly at you, and he just kind of like turns and walks, and like one of the students like stops him, and he just kind of like, "Oh, hello," and then walks off as if nothing happened. But the look he was just giving you was super serious, like you struck a fucking chord.
No. So he got distracted on his way back here with us before he could say anything.
Yeah, before he could approach you, but it looked like he was kind of angry.
Yeah, but now he knows that I'm capable. So he's aware of me on that level, which is a little concerning.
And he
At
talked
this point,
back.
Jin's he's got a bit of a sweat on him, and he's a little stunned as he leaves the room, and he just looks back at the other people in here, and I'm just like, he doesn't know what to say, but he's clearly exasperated right now. That
Percy's just
that
still
was
kind of
odd.
staring at the scarab.
It hasn't moved.
That's good.
It's just a cold green thing.
Mm.
Jin finally motions and gets a word out where he's like, "Guys, we should be a little bit wary, just a little bit wary about the professor. He doesn't really put into words exactly what it is because it's kind of hard to explain, but the concern and the sweat on his face definitely is selling the concern to his allies here.
What? Okay. Um. Hmm.
The longer, man, okay, out of character, dudes. We're about to be in here with him alone, basically, when all these students clear out, and
Oh dear.
like, which it should be okay because while he seems odd and a little threatening, he doesn't seem dangerous at this point. If he's related to the object, I don't think we've hit a trigger yet. He knows now that at least I'm aware of something being a little off here. Or at the very least, if he's hiding something, it's just he might just be hiding that he's similar to me in some respect. He might not be like he may still not be the bad guy. But God, is he a strange one? I'm starting to think he's not. I'm starting to think he's been with this display. He says it's not his, but everywhere he goes, he's following it. Wonder how long that is. I wonder if this dude is much older than he lets on. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like he looks super young in the image we saw, but dude, I don't know.
Is this all in character or out of character?
It's all out of character. I'm just trying to explain it.
Okay.
Fair enough. So, eventually the professor does come back with, like, that briefcase he was carrying around, and, he says, and, like, he's got, like, a jacket with him, is like, let's see then. Sorry about the wait.
It's no issue. We understand.
Yeah, one of the lacrosse students decided to egg my car, so then he
Ugh.
sort of called me out.
That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that.
The guy who ate.
Happens.
Okay.
They sort of blame me for this. I don't know why. I literally got here after everything was said and done. I haven't been here for long.
That's
I'm
fair.
just.
That's fair.
I'm surprised it's not like you haven't like failed anybody, right?
No, I haven't failed. I mean,
I mean, it's
mm,
college students. They're always gonna be little shits.
That's
yeah,
fair.
I failed a couple of fraternity boys, but to be fair, they did try breaking in and reposing the mummies.
Oh yeah, we saw that on one of the notes. He was very mad. To be fair,
You know
something
what's
like that should be
interesting?
punished.
Those lacrosse players, those lacrosse players touch the mummy directly, but they're still fine.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Ah, I take it you also believe the collection is cursed.
The what?
Oh,
Oh,
is there a rumor about it being cursed? We just thought it was connected to the murders. Oh, not murders, but missing people. Sorry.
Oh my god, dude.
might still be murders at this point. Been gone for so long.
Precious just
Usually, what happens after a couple months, it's that after the first week, people usually assume.
Yeah. The truth is, I have noticed the collection is a bit odd. It was part of, that. It was part of the, well, frankly, the whole. It was part of Tutankhamun's tomb, so of course people are going to think it's cursed. Comes with the territory of working on this.
Not a
yeah.
character, by the way. Tutankhamun's in our actual like world, Tutankhamun's tomb was considered to be cursed because people who had made that discovery, there was a viral like aggressive fungal growth inside there that infected people, and they would die shortly after, thus perpetrating the curse of the pharaoh. It was a real thing, but it was explained.
Yeah.
I do suppose if you think it's a risk, I could take it off display for a time. Actually, I could probably ship it back, considering that I'm supposed to be starting to pick things up.
This
I
scarab was
just
found inside the sarcophaguses, right?
Yes.
Was it divided among both of them? One half on one side and the other half with the other?
Yes, it was
Hmm.
initially, and it got taken out, and I think he's gonna he snapped his fingers for a bit. Or not. Well, he taps the side of his head for a bit. As he folds his arm in front of himself and thinks. Um, I think the last group of students I went out to was was it? Yeah, it was the group. Yes, it was a group in Canada, I believe. They figured out the scarab beetles could fit together, which was a discovery we hadn't made.
hmm. I mean, it
Of
looks
course,
like it
we
was
took
put
it.
back together anyhow.
Yeah, which is funny because I've always instructed the students to keep it apart. It's not supposed to be together, technically speaking. It gives me the heebie-jeebies just looking at it like that, to be honest.
Hmm.
Jin is still feeling the pulse from the scarab as they're speaking, and he's just nodding.
Oh God, out of character. I have an idea, but I need to figure out a way to say it in character without sounding mad
I
or tipping
mean,
this guy off, depending. I don't know.
hmm.
His suspicion. I already think the professor has more than enough cause to be suspicious of us now. Firstly, with what Jonathan had said to him. Secondly, with him noticing me straight off the bat when I tried something. He has to be at least suspicious of what we're actually looking for.
Yeah, but still, we want to minimize this as much as possible.
Hmm.
It's only a matter of time before he calls our charade. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wait, I just realized something out of character. With the psychic paper said that, like, this is something in character that I would not know.
Oh my
But
god,
but the
you're a
psychic
genius.
paper won't work on him because if he's able to like psychic shit you, he's gonna be able to see right through that shit.
Yes, he is. He probably is.
So,
Sorry, that was out of character. I am just
yeah.
I ramble when I think. I'm sorry.
Dude, I wouldn't worry about this too terribly much, to be honest. Ever since we started showing it, people who own the collection have been trying to get us to stop. It's annoying.
What's
How so?
interesting is in the notes, Professor, these students referenced that they had dropped the artifact and that it had split, but right now it's whole again.
Yeah.
Somebody put it back together.
Hmm. I mean, to be fair, maybe it was always meant to be together.
I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, you did say it kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yes, it does, but to be fair, I have no idea why.
Hmm. Some things are just weird like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of how to properly phrase the idea of we should probably get this back to where it actually belongs. If we could put it with them separated, maybe that might be our solution. But then again, if we separate it, which is what those two did, or those three did, they went missing. So if we separate it, we might be triggering something.
And then we would know what happened. Just because if it's together, or I don't know, cause no, I need to talk about this in character. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Hmm.
I'll play that.
I mean, maybe something about it being together just made it. Out of character, I'm trying really hard not to metagame here what we know from Jin.
Professor,
Hmm?
how bad of an idea would it be to separate this now
I
and
mean,
place it back where it actually properly belongs?
well, it depends on what you mean by where it properly belongs. If you mean back in its original tomb, that would take a couple weeks of travel, frankly. If you
Uh,
mean, well, back with the two of them, I mean, you could always. We do keep them in the same case every night. I just make sure to put it back when I lock up.
uh, that's something I would like to try. If we could, I want to see if the Jin's having a hard time not saying explicitly, yo, this thing's probably doing its thing, and if we give it back to the mummies, maybe that might put something to rest, but we don't know. And he doesn't want to say that blatantly because God, the cover would be completely blown at that point, you know? Like, come on.
Thing is, I'm not sure if the cover is completely blown or not already.
I mean, he hasn't said anything to us that's striking, aside from me, and I'm like,
And to be fair, the rest of us aren't aware you could do that, so.
I have to ask you though. Brain.
First, you would just kind of look over.
Are you sure you're all really federal agents? You seem like conspiracy nuts to me.
Jin pulls out the basic magic paper and shows it to him. And right now, he's imagining it to be a bus ticket. And he's showing it. And he's like, what am I holding? Is what he says.
Hmm. Uh, very soggy bus ticket.
He puts it away and nods. He's like, okay. That means, okay, out of character. We can continue with the charade. If he sees a bus ticket, then we can continue to say, yeah, we are federal agents and continue to lie. I could roll
No,
another
here's the
bluff.
thing.
Yeah?
A soggy bus ticket. When you saw the thing yourself, it was all wavy like it was soggy, right?
Yeah? Okay. He's like, hmm.
Would it look soggy to the rest of us? Just to
No.
make. Well, then again, we would actually
looks
know what it
pretty
is.
clear
Okay, so
to-
never
It
mind.
looks pretty clear to both
When
of
he
us.
says, okay, when the professor says it's a soggy bus ticket, that could tip the both of y'all off to mention something. Because you could be like, oh, that's not right. That's not what it is. It's not soggy at all. You know, you could basically call him out right now if you'd like to.
The thing is, do we want to poke that bear?
Well, he's sussing us out right now. He's trying to ask us directly, are we being truthful? And now we're trying to ask him, well, are you being truthful? And we're at this point in the game, we're about to call each other's bluff.
Alright, I guess I'll do it. Percy would just kind of look over it. I'm just kind of confused. Soggy. We keep that thing pretty good.
Well, any old idiot could recognize psychic paper if they're trained to. He just kind of smiles.
Jin just kind of leans back and smirks. He's like, and now Jin's like, so, Michael's notes, the ramblings of a madman, huh?
Oh, I know you both showed up in the TARDIS. That's fine.
So,
Well, okay.
He even called it by what it's called. He knows. That's out of character, by the way.
Out of character, we didn't know it was called the TARDIS, did
Yeah, we did.
we?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, the doctor
I'm dumb, so.
is TARDIS. And pass notes to you guys.
Okay. Okay.
So, Professor, I'm pretty sure this item here is responsible for those kids going missing. Do you honestly not know anything about this beyond what you've told us?
I mean, I know a bit. More or less, but truth be told, not exactly.
Hmm.
See, I've always been told by the people who own the collection to never take it apart because it's dangerous. To be fair, my employers aren't exactly the most forward people in the world, so
Hmm. That's.
it very
Then
well could be
returning
I wouldn't know.
returning this scarab the way it was meant to be. I don't know if it would actually solve our issue here, but at the very least, maybe it would prevent others from going missing if we could properly return it to the ones it belongs to. Here's my issue, though. Those two mummies, those aren't the right ones, are they?
Right ones, how?
Well, we were told that by examining the notes of Michael that his friends had been taken and were missing and that they were replaced. And
Oh,
he
you
also
don't
said,
know yet, do you?
no, what?
Oh, silly doctor, you didn't tell them. Well,
Shin still looks like shifty-eyed, like, what do you mean?
I'll leave that for later. For now, I think I might as well get out of here before you figure anything else out. Good luck. And he starts to disappear.
Uh,
Uh,
Out of
uh,
character. Ah!
oh
Jonathan's
my
at a
God.
complete
Oh,
right
I hate that I know out of character what that is. Oh, I am so bad.
Oh my God. Oh dear God. I don't even know what it is, but it's very concerning to me. I don't understand whatever you know, Percy. It's like, why, dude? Okay.
Thing is, this is something Percy doesn't know. This is something I know out of character because I'm the person that Doc bounces ideas off of.
Okay, so
Basically,
Genie,
as he's fading out, though, he does look at you guys and go, I mean, I'd do whatever you have to do, just make sure it's done before sunrise. I'm sure the custodians don't want to clean up 3 more piles of sand.
I called it!
Jin goes to grab the scarab out of the case. Then
You're not touching that with your hands, are you?
what else am I gonna touch it with?
I don't know. We're in a custodian's closet. Grab, like, gloves or something.
You're not in a custodian's closet, you're in a hallway.
Wait, I thought we were still in the custodian's closet.
Oh, you're in a hallway.
Just go into the custodian's closet, get gloves, and then you can pick it up, I guess.
How about I wrap it in a handkerchief?
Sure, whatever. Just don't fucking touch it with your hands. We don't know if that has some kind of connection.
The way he phrased it, we're gonna turn to sand whether we touch it or not.
We don't know that. He could just be trying to freak us out.
Oh man.
Just freaking be careful.
Yeah.
Also, I fucking called it with the trash can.
Oh my God, the sand of the trash can was the sand of the kids.
That's why I was asking if it was like a turn to dust at sunrise type deal.
I think you guys have heard me what he said was, I hope you can stay alive till sunrise. Otherwise, I get custodians will probably have to clean up more dust.
Stay alive till sunrise. Oh my god, we're about to be in a survival game inside exhibit.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, oh look, it's 5 o'clock. Everyone, roll initiative.
Oh
It's good.
no.
Initiative. Where are you? I will roll you.
So 16?
Just roll a 1d20, or where's that at? Initiative.
It's underneath hit points. That's a 16 for me, DM.
Wait, what? Wait, did I roll?
Yeah.
You guys
you
see
gotta-
my roll, right? Okay.
Yes.
It's a 5.
So do me and him gotta roll again or no?
Nope.
You guys
You
both.
guys are good. Whoever has the higher dex goes first.
Oh dear God.
What does it mean?
Oh
What
God.
does it mean no valid token was selected? What does that mean?
It basically usually initiative is used in a battle map, but since there's not a battle map, we can't select a token for it to go to.
Yeah.
Also,
Fair.
Doc, you're gonna wanna.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always clear the thing and do that, but
Well, I'm doing it this way because this way save my ass a little time.
that's fair.
So, out of
I'm sorry.
Also, just because this person has not left the building yet, I'm going to roll their initiative.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is there any particular music for this, or should I find something?
You can find something if you'd like. Anyway, this is more or less to see if he gets out of the building or not. So don't worry about it. So first up is Percy. You guys would notice some very understandably scary rattling sounds,
Fuck.
like
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Which direction are they coming from?
Where do you think?
Uh, okay. Fuck. Does everyone else seem to be already out of the building? Because the
I mean-
professor said he was usually here until... Wait a minute, hold on. The thing is together, right?
Yeah. It's also 5 o'clock. Sundown.
Yeah, but the other students were, in
They
here
were
until, like,
slowly
11.
filtering out, but you do start to hear a lot of like screaming from the other room as this noise starts up.
No, this is why I was asking, because if it's frickin' the previous students, this didn't seem to happen until until like something happened with the Scarab. So maybe if we take the Scarab apart, it'll stop them. Or no, if it's together right now. Fuck.
Is this all in character?
You panicking
Yeah, he's-
could be really cool in character.
Are you going to spend your turn panicking?
I'm not going to spend my turn panicking. Percy's better than this. I am not. I'm sorry.
I think you are.
Jin grabs the broom out of the custodial closet and prepares himself.
Alright, Percy's going to just knock an arrow just to make sure, and he's going to look to the others. We run the other way or we run towards it? Your guys' decision.
Um, judging by the sound, where did that sound come from? Did it sound like it was coming from the area the mummies were in, like just in that general direction?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of students running from that general direction in a blind panic.
Um, guys, I think we should wait till the students clear out, and then we can try and get out of here, or try and do something. Because while they're trying to save their own lives, we've got a problem we need to deal with.
Alright then, do you just suggest staying in the office then until they go past, or
Keep an eye out the door to see if it's coming, and if it's coming, we start running. We're not gonna get cornered in this room, okay?
alright.
You guys plan to take the Scarab and start running.
Yeah. If we want the students to clear out some if they can, and then whenever we see that threat, we are booking it out of there.
Alright.
I'm carrying the broom as well. Okay, I need a broom so I can keep them away from me.
Yep, I also have the arrow knocked just in case we need to leave.
So you guys spending your round readying Crystal, what are you doing?
Probably doing whatever they're doing.
Okay, so you grab another broom. As you guys are getting like out of the custodial closet at the end of the hall, you watch the professor reappear in that shimmer of light and just scream, "Everybody out!" and then pull the damn fire out.
Alright then.
Alright then.
Okay. So we take it. The students take his advice pretty much.
Yeah, they're like running for the fire exits.
Are sprinklers kicking on right now or no?
Yeah, sprinklers are kicking on all over the damn place.
Now I have a soggy bus ticket.
I'm just
Oh my god, dude.
so out of character real quick. I'm just imagining the students running towards the fire exits and they're all locked.
No, they're not all blocked. The students are actually very easily filing out.
Fair enough.
Alright, alright. So I
Yeah,
guess
you guys are out here like thinking the history professor is bad. He's not necessarily bad.
I wasn't thinking.
well
he
now
was
that
bad.
I know who
I
he
was
is,
just kidding.
but I'm trying not to metagame.
I mean, I know who he is too, without metagaming. Think about it. Think about it. He's been with the display the entire time. It's been his thing. He says, oh, it doesn't belong to him, but he follows it wherever he goes. These two servants were servants to a king, 2 pieces given to them by the king. Once assembled, this guy showed up. He's the prince. He's the king.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
Can't say anything. Okay. Well, for what it is, we've got a job to do. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So I guess so that's me, history professor. Then it was like Jin's turn.
Oh, I mean, I think we were all doing the
basically
same.
You guys were doing the prep action, so you guys
Yeah.
went around doing the same thing. You guys have grabbed the beetle, you guys have skedaddled and gotten weapons. The fire alarms are going off. What's your guys' next move? Because you do hear shattering glass at the start of the round.
See if we can rip the scarab in half, because I think that's part of it.
Alright.
Is everybody good with trying to take apart the scarab right now?
Yes. Yes, let's try it at least.
Okay.
Alright then. So, what would we roll for that?
That would be strength. Do note that when when all players are deciding to act like not with combative actions, we act out of turn. Meaning you guys take your guys' actions all at once, basically choosing to share an action.
I was thinking if I'm not strong enough to pull us apart, somebody else can grab the other side and pull with me.
Can we do that,
So-
DM?
So I'll roll strength as per order.
That's only a 3!
I go ahead and roll a strength, or
Sure, if you want to start assisting.
My strength is a 10, and I rolled a 9. Oh, bro, you got this.
Yeah,
15.
you guys are having trouble, but then Jonathan just gives like one last just pushes Jin and backwards with like the most force he can muster is like a last shove, and then it does come apart.
So we have 2 halves now. Okay.
He's gonna look to and has whatever you're thinking about it like stopped?
I can roll for that since motive on the object now.
Sure. They still beat, though faintly. Each seems to be one heartbeat. Now.
It's the two
Instead
heartbeats.
of
It's the two heartbeats of the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still doing its thing, but it's a lot weaker. Seems
It seems like you figured out one piece of the puzzle. Now you guys
Yeah.
still have to do something else with it.
we're halfway there. We're close. We need to take these pieces to where they belong. Now let's go find where they belong.
And hopefully not. Percy's gotta stick his head out the door. Can we see the mummies moving? And if so,
Yeah,
are they
yeah,
moving
yeah.
fast?
Their moving is about as fast as disembodied, disemboweled bodies can move.
I don't know how fast that is.
They're
They're-
basically like walking out of the doorway, kind of a thing, and like looking around almost confusedly, until their eyes do lock on the party.
Well, shit.
Well, where their faces would be. They don't have
So,
eyes.
I'm not sure about this, but we could try throwing the pieces at each zombie. But I don't know if we want to actually get rid of them like that. I'm not sure that's where they belong, because if we give it to the zombies that are mummies, and that's not where it belongs, we have to get it back from them.
Agreed. If we can try, they're not moving very fast, so if we can try and like lure them so that we can like get around them and not get grabbed.
You want to lock them in the custodial closet?
Do you think we can do that?
It would be risky. It would be really, really risky. I don't think it's that big.
I'm just saying lure them somewhere so we can get around them without getting grabbed. That way we can get back in there.
Okay. While they're coming down the hall, I'm assuming there's another direction we can head. That's like, we could get around the building. I don't think I was thinking the building was a bit more open because it's an exhibit. So like, while they're coming from the right and we're at the custodial office, we could go straight ahead and go to the other side of the building through that way and
Yeah.
basically do a loop or something. I'm like, okay, let's get to where they were contained. Let's try and get back to where they were being housed at without them grabbing us or touching us. We need to stay one step ahead of them for now.
Right, and they're pretty slow, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem, but let's still move as fast as we can.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright,
So,
we moving?
yeah, we moving.
Running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running.
Yeah.
Are the mummies making any sounds? Are they even trying to say words? Maybe.
Not exactly. They walk kind of very similar to regular people. They're just really slow about their movements and cautious.
I hear they smell awful now that they're wet.
Oh yes, they do.
Bandana is
Just
going around
imagine
the
them like dragging toilet paper behind them as they run.
bandana is going around the face.
Fair enough. But you guys do manage to like loop around them back towards the room where they are from. It's just the problem is that you guys realize this is kind of a closed off area where they could easily trap you guys.
Wrong turn. Wrong turn. Oh, is there anything we could hide under?
You mean hide above?
Well, they could
I
probably
mean,
see above. Like,
there's the
I don't know.
professor's office, there's the chamber that they were using to like examine the mummies in this area, there's a bunch of tables.
Can we
Does
like
any
block
place
off
sound
the
good
door
to
with
you?
the tables?
Yeah.
You could totally go and barricade the door to the professor's office.
Okay. I don't like the idea of getting trapped in any one room with one exit, with them trying to get through that one exit.
The professor's
Yep.
window, like office, has a window though.
Agreed.
Okay. Alright.
This is also a one-story building.
Alright.
All
We're
right,
doing
then
that.
we're doing
then.
that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm bad at describing buildings above table.
No, it's fine.
good.
It's fine. Percy would also look to them. Something else also occurs to me. Do you think that those things are specifically attracted to people, or do you think they're attracted to scarabs?
From what I could see, is they were just looking around. I don't think they have any attraction as they know they're looking for it and that it's nearby. I don't think they know exactly where it's at. Because if they knew exactly where it's at, they wouldn't have any need to look around and scan the room like they did. So I'm thinking hiding could be a thing that would work, is what I was thinking.
Right, hide in there and then get out through the window.
Yeah, that'll work.
If you're gonna spend your guys' turn heading into the office, there's one thing I will let you know of. You guys do find a very exasperated professor in the office.
The same one, or different one?
Same one.
Mummies, dude? They come alive?
Yeah, no shit.
So I like how you guys have this conversation until you like try and roll the desk in front of the window and receive help from the dude that kind of disappeared on you guys and pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah, I've noticed at this point he's trying to help, so.
Yeah.
Alright. We've got them blocked off, with any hope with how old those things are. With how old those things are, they shouldn't be able to break through. Still, we need to get out the window and figure out what to do, because otherwise we're gonna be trapped in here. He's gonna start opening the window.
Jin
Hoping
just
God
looks
is
at the
not locked.
professor like, are those two friends of yours?
He just kind of shrugs. More of a message, but unfortunately it wasn't received by the right person. Suppose you three will do.
What do you mean a message?
Again, can't reveal all my secrets, not can I?
If people are literally dying, I think it's kind of the necessary time.
Roll me persuasion.
You mean diplomacy?
Diplomacy.
Oh, I
I've
have a
got a
negative
7 in
3.
I have a 7 in it.
Alright, okay, that's at least a good roll. 18 minus 3. That's a 15. To be fair, Percy's very blunt. Oh.
He just leans back a bit. I mean, you're not the person the message is for, so why should I tell you?
Because people are literally dying.
Yeah.
Like, putting against, like, like, I don't know if it's, like, old enemies or, like, someone you were trying to, like, someone you're trying to hunt down or something like that. But
Had a
all
message
that
for
aside,
someone?
we have people possibly dying.
I have a message for someone who you all haven't found yet. So, you're clearly flying around in his machine without him. So, you're not him. Therefore, I'm not telling you.
Bloody. Okay, fine, fine. He's just pushing open the window. Out, everyone out.
Oh, let's follow along.
Okay. Where are we currently?
Outside the building.
Okay.
It's too bad I don't know a Egyptian's dialect. Otherwise, I'd try talking to the mummies.
There.
Okay.
Yeah, we all jump out the window with them. It's like,
How do you think we should go about dealing with the mummies?
I think we should try. Go ahead.
He just gestures to the fire truck that's whizzing around the corner.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm thinking we should go around the building and try to jump into the window where the mummies were being held.
Because we need to. It could be that we just need to get the. Did you take these out of the? Were you the one specifically who took these out of the sarcophagus, or however you pronounce it?
Oh, 1922. 1922. No, I wasn't.
1922. That's after this.
And here comes the time when we weren't understanding because somebody went on a journey in a box, remember?
Right, he didn't tell you what's going on with that. To be fair, where is he? I thought he doesn't he usually travel with you lot? You're his entourage. No.
No,
God.
I haven't seen. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen. I assume you're talking about the Scarf Man. I haven't seen him since I was a fucking kid.
Oh, Scarfman! You knew him back then. That's a fun time. I absolutely hated that face of his. I'd love to punch it.
Okay. I assume you've met him at some other point.
I've met him at a couple points.
Shit.
That guy goes to Egypt a lot. He's also fairly old. You
Okay.
know, time traveler versus something that literally defies time. You know how it is.
Yeah, that would cause problems. Let's see. Shoot. Well. Oh no, now I'm trying to think. The paper said that there was one of them was able to survive and the other two didn't. So, do we think that I don't know, there's gotta be something there. He's just kinda snapping his fingers trying to think.
I mean, that guy started holding himself up in his dorm whenever he wasn't really needed, so you could always check his dorm.
Yep, we're going there. Come on, guys. And he is ready.
We make a mad dash and skedaddle.
This is though where I think I'll bid you goodbye. Frankly.
You're not gonna help fix the mess you created.
I didn't create. Well, saying I didn't create this mess is wrong, but you're not the person I created it for, so therefore you're fixing it for him. So I'm assuming he's elsewhere. So I'm going to go play with something that's a little bit more interesting than a tree of humans. Thank you.
You know what? Unpacking that later. Just don't fucking
Jin
die.
was right.
He's just running.
Yeah. The guy just kind of stands there and watches some of the fire trucks. He's gone around the corner pretty quick.
And be right back, one moment. I have drinking way too much water today. I'll be right back.
Here. Gotta say, Rainbow, you landed pretty close on what this guy is. You got part of the story.
Yeah, I had a feeling that
Mr. Ghosty Man.
yeah, like I know he's a ghost or a spirit, but he's clearly able to manifest and be physical anytime he wants. This guy just simply can't die. And he's been around long enough to interact with the doctor multiple times, known him through multiple lifespans. You gotta wonder why. Unless this guy's gonna be some spirit of Egypt type deal.
I mean, gods do exist in this universe.
Are you kidding me? He's a god?
I mean, that's one guess. There's like a dozen more. But I'm
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
shut up.
I'll figure it out by the end of this. Especially, you know, I kind of wish I had a different skill. Like, I wish I had another skill on here on this tree that is just.
Well, you guys
mind
will level
generated.
up. You guys will level up after this.
I mean,
Alright, I'm
but
back. Sorry
you know
about
how
that.
we-
What
You're
all I
good.
miss? What all did I miss?
Just discussing what the guy potentially could be.
That's fair. That's fair. Also, Doc, sorry I've been kind of like screaming and making a lot of noises today. This is not like bad screaming. I am excited. This is amazing screams, and I am sorry for that.
That is fair. So, you guys dart around the corner and weave around and eventually get to the dorms.
Shit, we don't know which dorm it is.
What do we have keys for?
We don't have the
Uh,
correct keys.
You have keys for practically everything.
What?
Frankly, he gave you the ring of keys. He was supposed to give you some keys off of it. He gave you the ring.
Okay then. Shoot. The person we're supposed to talk to is Jones, right? Jones?
Michael.
Michael. Alright, is there anyone like up front?
Yeah.
Isn't he supposed to be? Aren't they all supposed to be missing? Are we going to check their dorms for them?
Well, the one guy wandered off and he said that they were gone. He could have been
Okay, so
saved. He could still be here.
okay.
That's why we're
Okay,
here.
let's do it.
Okay, he's gonna go up to the front. And out of character, what was the last name again?
Simmons, I think. Was Michael Simmons?
Yep, Michael Simmons. He's gonna walk in and walk up to the
John
desk.
Simmons. One of them was a Simmons. I just know Nancy's last name was Singer. I had the last names earlier, but I lost them, so apologies.
I think it was Michael Simmons. But he's gonna walk up to the desk and go, "Hi, we need to talk to Michael Simmons. Do you know which dorm that is?"
I mean, yeah, he's for like dorm 25, but
Thank you. He's gonna run off.
Thank you.
so you run off, knock on the door. You hear shuffling from inside and like a bunch of locks on opening.
Michael, are you in there?
It depends upon who's asking.
We came from the magic police box. Can you talk to us, please?
The door instantly opens.
Don't laugh like that. It's gonna freak him out.
Oh, it's fine. Trust me. Mummies are freaky enough. What's wrong?
We triggered the mummies again.
Well, we don't know if it was us that triggered the mummies. Still sure
Well,
it's like
that's
that
true.
professor dude.
It wasn't.
We were investigating and they came.
Well, let him speak. Let
and-
him speak.
Look, I don't know what to tell you or your box guy, since he's clearly not with you. You're clearly not the other two friends he had with him.
Other two friends.
Yeah, the married couple.
Okay, not aware of those people. But said in your you said in your notes that we saw that were in like the time traveling box. Do you know how this ended up getting fixed, or?
Not exactly. I mean, my memory of that time is pretty fuzzy. Like I said, it feels. I know it happened. I keep dreaming about it repeatedly. But, I mean, look at the world around us. It's like it didn't happen. It never happened. I mean, people around here still think I'm fucking missing. I've been holed up in my dorm for the past month, basically surviving off of Hot Pockets and club sodas.
Out of character, I feel that so hard. Okay, okay. So you
We
don't know
found the
anything then?
scarab.
Alright. What did we supposed? What was I supposed? What did he do with this? What was done with the scarab? What was done with the scarab? Was it the scarab? He kind of like taps his head and thinks. Um, um, uh, I, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Like I said, stuff from that is fuzzy. Like it,
Like you're not supposed to remember it.
yeah, like no, like it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm sure it didn't happen, but yet I know it happened. It's the strangest thing.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you're dealing with magical blue time traveling boxes, I guess. Uh,
Wait, it time travels? I thought it just appeared and disappeared like it did when I rolled like when I saw it the first time.
shit, I may have not been supposed to say that. Never mind, never mind.
It's fine. No one believes me about it anyways. Except that professor guy.
Yeah,
But
I think we think he's the reason behind this.
yeah, that sounds or doesn't sound right. Um, hmm. I mean, maybe, but to be completely fair, that professor guy is a lot. To be fair, that professor guy isn't the same guy as the last substitute, so don't worry about the Egyptian guy. He's just innocent, frankly. The blonde one you gotta worry about.
The blonde one.
On one.
Yeah. What was his name? I can't remember, but he was a piece of work.
Well, currently
Um,
there's two mummies wandering around, and we don't really know what they're doing. But I'm assuming they're trying to find us because we have the scarab.
uh, that's not good.
They follow
We're
the
trying to.
scarab, don't they?
I mean, kinda.
You see,
Like,
that's why I was asking. Because if we take those two things in two completely different directions, I was wondering if they would try and follow them separately.
yeah, they usually do. I
Alright.
mean,
So then it's a matter. If they're looking for the scarabs and they're after the scarabs, should we not just give them the scarabs?
We might need. Thing is, we don't know if they'll automatically go back to where they're supposed to. If that is, if that's the case, we need to take them back to the coffins, put them in there, and hope they go that way.
I was thinking that. That's why I wanted to go back to the room they were being held in, at least where they were resting at, because
The problem is we couldn't get past them at the time, but by
they're
now we
not
should have enough.
mummies. Let's get it out of the way. The bow tie guy said they're not mummies. They're something different.
they're
Those
not.
things technically aren't even dead.
Like they're not even.
They're sentinels.
What?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They're sentinels.
What the hell are out of character? What are sentinels?
Protectors. They guard something. They watch over something like it's their wife's duty.
Kind of. They're more
Yeah,
like
sounds about right.
alive and not alive. It's hard to explain.
Percy, are you okay?
Out of character. I know what this is, but I can't say it because I've seen
think-
this episode.
I think Percy at this is just having a mental breakdown.
He's just
Yeah,
over there.
just in the corner.
No, this is not Percy having a mental breakdown. This is Shining remembering the fucking episode. Oh, maybe it would have been better if I had watched the show before playing this.
Don't worry about it. Alright,
Sorry.
so I don't know how to stop them, so it's kind of on you, but I just know that they're not mummies.
Okay.
That's why I always keep an eye on them, because if you pay really fucking close attention, those fuckers breathe.
They breathe.
Yeah, they breathe.
Well then,
Then that means they might be able to talk. If they
Well-
breathe, they might be able to talk.
I don't. I
mean-
think talking's out of the thing at this point. If they are literally killing people. That being said, I just got an idea.
I mean, they only took Nancy and Jones because they hurt Scarab, technically. They dropped it. Two of them woke up like they just got, like something had startled the fuck out of them and just proceeded to break out of the case and start chasing the two of them around.
So if
That's
Hearing
why,
the heart of these things?
yeah, kind of.
that's
You basically stole the thing that keeps them alive and keeps them as sentinels to their king. So, congrats.
Alright.
we just
So-
take them back to the thing then.
Or we could try breaking it completely.
We don't know what that's going to do is the problem.
If it's what keeps them alive and we break it, how are they going to be kept
I guess, but do we even have a way to break them?
We have a guy who's really, really strong, and I'm sure we can go find a hammer. But before we crush this, let's make sure let's explore all other avenues before breaking this thing.
You want me to break it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, later.
I was gonna say, like, I suggested that, but, like, that idea got turned down really quick.
What by the man in the box?
Yeah, he said it was basically murder to kill them. Like, they're just
Are they not murdering people?
Well, no. If he's
I mean,
I'm
if
gonna
someone
trust-
ripped your goddamn heart out of your chest, would you start going around and hurting people till you got it back? You think that would kind of fucking hurt, don't you, buddy?
Anyway, I'm gonna be
then
right back.
let's just go
All
take it back to the sarcophagus. If they're literally
Right.
just looking for their hearts back. And
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
it
trust the
then.
box man on this.
Hey, we should try and sneak back in, see if we can get past them, and if we return it without, like, if we return it to the sarcophagus without them alert or chasing us, maybe it'll be calmed and, like, just peacefully return.
I don't know. All I know is that, like, killing him, like, smashing that thing would be basically killing him.
All right. Let's go and work on getting these back then. Okay.
Yeah. Up table, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm hand-holding. I'm trying to, like...
No, this is actually like the perfect amount because we're actually able to figure things out.
Yeah.
All right, so I assume we're heading back.
Yeah.
And trust me, this is a much better than the idea than the one I originally had, which was take the hose from the fire truck, put it on max pressure, and basically spray them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can be friends with them by the time this is done.
I'm still not sure. Let's just get him back.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna wait for Crystal to get back first.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
same.
Go any further. So thoughts so far, gang?
This is
Oh,
fucking
that's
awesome.
Cool, dude. It's cool, dude. I want to talk to more ghost dudes. Like, it's nice to be like, you know, I don't know, meeting other people that do weird shit. It's really cool to me. So. I've got 1,000 questions for this guy.
And I'm screaming on the inside.
Put something in the microwave. I'll be right back.
Beep. Sorry. Everything all good, Doc? I'm trying to not like metagame and all that.
Yeah.
Ah, it's so good though.
Yay.
Like you've got me pacing on the D&D session. That's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's fucking good. Okay. God, I sound like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. We are waiting on Rainbow. Yep, nope, that's still alive. There's a beetle in my room.
Fair. Alright, Crystal, you back?
Yep.
Crystal's back. We are waiting on Rainbow.
Hmm?
Rainbow went to the microwave. I'm so fucking mad. Doc, why did you make him hot?
Listen, if I'm going to cause gate panic, I'm going to make sure it's AoE damage.
I noticed. Oh god. Okay.
I'm just waiting for Rainbow to get back.
E. They have a nice weight tone though. Welcome back. Alright, so we're headed back.
She's not bored. Still yeah, guys,
Alright, so we head back. I am assuming the place is surrounded by this point.
By a bunch of firemen and everyone who are blocking off the buildings. There's a police officer out front, who's talking with the ghost guy, or what Rainbow's calling the ghost guy. If you guys have no name for him, that's what I'll note him down as in the notes above table. Because
Ghost
I will
guy.
start opening note pages for characters that will start being reoccurring.
I'm just gonna say I knew Smith was a fake name from the get-go. This guy does not look like a Smith, okay?
Understandable.
Yeah, Smith usually is the fake name. But anyhow, so I assume we Newman.
Well, you guys are need to roll stealth because currently being surrounded by a bunch of confused policemen and firefighters at this point.
Can't we just use the psychic paper trick?
Sure, go for it.
Hey guys, we're official police, here to investigate this place. Here's my super badge numbers.
Alright, hold on. Hold on. Do these look like the normal policemen around here?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Can I sense
Some
motive
of
this?
them.
Can I sense motive this?
Sure.
Cause alright, so that's 18.
It seems like these guys are the normal policemen, but they're all patrolling around the building, so a request to enter the building from some policemen when they are on standby would seem rather odd.
Alright, I guess we're
Because the
stealthing in
police
then.
of chief is here.
Alright, I guess we're stealthing in then.
How do you want to play this? Y'all want to go in? Sneak in?
Sneaking in, I guess we are. Ah! The
Yep.
thing cannot fall off the table.
Everyone roll stealth.
Okay.
Oh, that's only a 14.
Am I
That's
gonna roll for sneak? Yeah, you're getting your swag. Swag.
Stealth.
Yeah, we're not stealth boys at all.
oh no. Well,
Is there anything else I can do?
I mean that was not one.
Like, I don't know, man.
Can you guys just roll me everyone a straight charisma?
Okay.
Ah!
Uh,
Swag.
That's really bad. Again, -3.
What?
That was a nat 1. That's a -4. Or that's a -2.
Yeah. The one dude, the professor guy looks like does catch you guys walking in as he's talking to a police officer, but he doesn't seem to really do anything about it. Though one of the officers very clearly notices, like he says, "Hey, I think I heard a sound over here."
Shit.
Sadly, your charisma was not enough to press the ghost guy.
No.
He said an 18 on charisma doesn't do anything.
I think it's because I rolled a nat 1 with a -2.
That was a group charisma. I was hoping for everyone to roll above a 10.
If we would have, if it wasn't for me.
Alright. Run inside. Let's just run inside.
Yep.
Running at this point, if we're already past them, they can't grab us.
Yeah.
Alright, so we run in, and I assume we head to the one place with the sarcophagi. Or the
Alright.
cases.
You do know you do hear rushing footsteps and stumbling footsteps behind you guys.
Can we try and stealth in a room?
Sure.
Alright then.
I do not want to try and stealth in a room because I'm gonna fail the stealth roll.
That's a 14 for me.
Here goes nothing.
Here we go. Death. Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna do a magic trick to distract them if that's gonna fail. I'm gonna release a bunch of doves, or I'm gonna do the finger thing where it looks like I'm taking the thumb off. I'm not.
oh my god.
Alright.
You think I could use a knowledge in engineering to figure out a way to do something about the situation?
Sure.
Like, what if you could blast the fire sprinklers to go at max power?
I've got
I mean,
idea.
this
I can
closet is really small, but I mean, at the rate they're heading and how well hidden you are, it's likely because of the big window. You could just shut the blinds.
shutting the blinds.
Crystal, are you going to announce this to the party? That there are blinds in this room? This seems to be like an office of some kind.
Yep.
So just close the blinds, close the blinds!
Yeah, just close them.
Closing the blinds.
Close the blinds. You guys may roll another stealth check, though you only have a short amount of time.
For the love of God.
Okay, that's like 3. That's another 10. Okay, so with that, with the plus 4, that's 14 again.
We are failing at stealth. It is our weakness.
I need
I
to
don't
teach
think
you
we-
two fucks how to stealth.
Yeah.
I have a -1 in stealth. I don't know what you want from me.
How do you have negative stats?
It means,
Hmm.
dexterity was probably his dump stat.
Okay.
If you have a stat that's below 10, then the modifier is a negative. Like, for instance, I have a
Yeah.
5 in charisma. Meaning I have a -3 in
You
charisma.
guys would be screwed until Jin, you hear in the back of your mind just, you know what, you guys are amusing enough. I'll keep you from getting caught this time. Just, don't keep asking the cat to save the mice. It won't keep happening again.
The way
As
he
like the
phrased
professor,
that,
the professor yells, I think they went down the left hallway from outside. And I will have to roll for the mummies. But go ahead.
we're able to
Alright.
make it to the sarcophagus.
Well, you guys are still stuck in the room, though the mummies are, as the mummies are doing the zombie shuffle past towards the sound of the police officers.
Yep, let's just wait for them to pass.
What is the police doing about a zombie running around?
Apparently chasing you guys!
They're helping the mummies? What is going on?
Chaos! It's a Scooby-Doo chase!
Oh my god.
Play the Bunny Hill theme.
Basically. Meanwhile, the professor watching the police run in the wrong direction while, ducking past the mummies, just, sitting there watching the chaos of the mummies and the police kind of, following each other around is just watching this with playing in the back of his mind. Just curb your enthusiasm.
The thing is, I can just imagine him making the exact same face of the gif you sent me.
Yeah, that's about his face right now.
That fucking smirk.
I'm
So,
the sound dies down, but you do hear from the other room, like you do hear every so often, like echoing around the hallways, like footsteps.
All right, we gotta get hit there quickly and quietly. Can I trust you guys to not blow the cover this time?
No,
Also,
not at all. There's not a chance in hell. I suck at stealth.
I
I'm
need to
good at
teach you.
being seen. I'm not good at not being seen.
Okay, I need to teach you guys how to do this at some point. Remind me later, after all this.
yeah, also above table, I'm not purposely playing the police officers as idiots. These guys just rolled an 8 to realize that what's going on.
I mean, panic,
I-
so.
I gave them advantage, and like they have an 8.
It's
The
funny,
mummies
though.
rolled higher than them. So,
I
anyways,
just wonder.
Alright,
Wonder what?
shoot.
You kind of wonder what.
If I could use like knowledge in like intangible stealth, like to create some sort of thing to, I don't know.
I've got, man. I'm sorry. The only thing I've been thinking about this whole time we've been running is I want to talk to this professor because I want to know what he is so badly. I'm like, as soon as, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, as soon as we're done with this, as soon as we solve this, I've got questions for him, and I hope he doesn't disappear.
Doc sent you idea.
uh,
How much of a bad idea would that be?
considering you, I mean, you could talk that out with a group and decide amongst yourself. I'm not gonna say whether it's a bad idea or not, frankly.
That's fair. Percy would just kind of say, alright, look, if you two aren't exactly any more stealthy, I could try and go ahead and put them back myself, but that's basically gonna get me separated from you guys.
Jen
That's-
adds in, you know, I could help you with that. We could be a distraction for you. We could draw their attention away, making sure that you do, in fact, make it.
And you two cannot get caught?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard for me. I've got a lot of things up my sleeve.
Yeah, no shit. What about you, Jonathan? You up for that?
Crystal.
Crystal.
I'm confident the individual
Swag. I think he'll be back in just a second, but you know. Hello?
Hello, Derpy. Welcome to listening in. Alright. So, plan is Crystal, Jonathan and Jin will distract police officers and mummies.
Alright.
While Sneaky Boy does, Percy does a sneaky snack.
He is a
By
sneaky
the way,
boy.
Derpy, the current situation, they're in a college exhibit hall for Egyptian antiques, and they've got two mummies running around, being chased by police officers while the Benny Hill theme is running in the background of a mysterious yet somehow able to disappear history professor who's watching all of this go on because he technically started this. Because he's trying to help the party.
Thing
It's
is, I
been
know
pretty
who it
weird.
is.
The police officers and the mummies are on a Scooby-Doo-esque chase, and I feel bad because the officers rolled like an 8, and the mummies rolled a 14 to realize that they've been duped, which means neither of them beat the DC.
Rip.
So they're still going.
So the mummies and the police are both looking for the party because the police haven't realized, hey, wait, mummies?
No, the police are looking for the party on the left path, which the professor sent them on, and they keep hearing the mummies slowly shuffling behind them, so they're following the mummies, thinking it's the party.
Oh no!
Like, that is the situation that is going on outside your door above table.
We're also currently waiting for Crystal.
Oh shoot. What do I need to do?
We were thinking if Percy can sneak the scarabs into the sarcophagi, you and Jin can be a distraction for the mummies and the police. I mean, you've got engineering and office room. I mean, use it. Rainbow knows how to do magic tricks. Let's see if you two can combine that somehow. You can use skills unconventionally.
I'll roll in engineering knowledge, and then yeah.
Alright.
So what if we can combine your engineering with my magic tricks to make some sort of contraption? Like, I've got birds, I've got rabbits, I've got a magic wand, I've got playing cards, I've got handkerchiefs, I've got...
You got anything that makes noise?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I probably got like firecrackers or something in there too.
You could probably make like some sort of crank contraption that makes noise. That could be a
Sure.
distraction.
So I'm gonna pull out the firecrackers. You're gonna be like, you're gonna look for some way to like make a mechanism that'll launch them somewhere, right? Like, out of what you can find in the room.
Yeah.
Alright. And we're gonna position that to shoot them both ways down the hall, so it's one end at one end and the other end at the other. Making two different sound sources, so anybody can. It's double the chances to grab somebody's attention, and especially if somebody's from one direction, somebody's at the other direction, it will definitely attract somebody. And then, because I did get a 15, and you got the engineering, so you got a 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that, dog.
I assume I should also roll stealth.
Yes.
Come on, I roll. Did you get a nat 1?
No, I got a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
That's a
Percy.
24.
Percy, you are the invisible man.
I made this boy to be stealthy, so he's stealthy.
Alright, meanwhile, Jin and Mr. Jonathan, you guys put this thing together. Like,
Also, I assume you guys gave me the scarabs.
Yeah.
yeah,
of course,
you guys put this thing together. And the wonderful thing about these firecrackers, Jin, is that you have firecrackers that actually make different colored pops.
Mm-hmm.
You find a couple green ones that kind of look like the shining of the scarabs.
Oh dear. Here we go.
It's time for chaos, everybody.
Chaos!
Jonathan, would you do the honors of rolling to see how long this thing goes? And I'll roll perception.
Who's
Also, I would
rolling?
just like to point out that all this chaos currently on stream is just being accompanied by the nicest, calmest piano music. Because I found museum music.
Did you say I should roll?
I mean,
I couldn't hear who you said.
Jonathan hasn't gotten to do much. I like Jonathan to roll.
Do it.
Yeah. What should I
man.
roll? What am I rolling?
Just another engineering. Or wait, no,
Oh.
use device. Just use device. Flat use device.
Use magic device.
Use
Music match device and and just use device, I assume, are the same thing.
use magic device.
I mean, it's combined with magic tricks. It counts, doesn't it? Hello?
Though.
You let it rip and manage to get the office door closed just in time as the mummies and the police officers stop their comedic chase, see each other, and screaming from the officers is heard, and running from the mummies is heard as, again, cue the Benny Hill theme. And I'm going to roll for their awareness because... Oh, God, what should I... Oh, no.
That was a nat 1, wasn't it?
So the mummies are very aware of the police officers and now are chasing them. The officers, hearing the pop pop, are going to start firing bullets at the mummies.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh
Because
no!
unfortunately, firecrackers sound like gunfire, and they got a 3. The boys in blue are not doing well tonight, and I'm sorry.
I'm just looking at. I'm
It's
imagining
hilarious, though.
think of this. The mummies are running with their forearms open, chasing them, and you just hear an officer say, "They got a gun!" Clearly empty-handed.
You know what? Yeah, you do hear that outside the door. Well done addition there.
Wow.
There's a firefight in the college campus, everybody. It isn't. I'm not making that joke. Timely, don't finish that sentence. That's a bad sentence.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Bad American school jokes aside.
I'm sorry. Oh god.
Let's, Percy, you manage to stealth into the room and you find the professor just kind of there. Just kind of vibing.
He's just gonna look at that. He's just gonna go, "Yeah, I'm gonna handle you later," and he's gonna go over to the sarcophagi.
Alright.
And
Maybe
he's
put the Beatles.
yes.
Alright, you knew that.
All right. Hope this help. I hope this does a trick. Shit. He just kind of looks at you, at him, at the ghost guy. You're just vibing in here. You expected me to be in here.
No. I just thought whatever came running down the hallway was gonna be funny.
Is this all like a game to you or something?
No, of course it is.
Good to know you're a sociopath. Got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wouldn't have distracted the police if you and your friends weren't amusing.
Well, that is appreciated at least. I guess we just wait for them to head back. I guess we just hide until then.
Fair enough. He kind of walks off in a direction. Flips over a table and hides behind it.
Do you have an actual name?
He kind of pokes his head up over the table. I mean, I did at one point. I do. Why?
Well, I would like to know what the name is, so we don't just keep on calling you Ghost Guy.
Where's the fun in that? Come on. Also,
Because I have a feeling this is not the last time we're going to meet.
Of course not. You're a clever boy. Your brother works for UNIT. You know damn well what's out there.
Yes. Wait, how did you know that?
Well, until then, I think I'm out of charges of my short-range teleport, and with the sprinkler system going haywire, I got just enough energy left to go outside, so you'll excuse me. And he disappears.
Wait, hold on, what? And he's gone. Okay. He's just gonna take a...
kind of waves as he just kind of like, bye!
Just like, wait, how'd you know that? It's just... And he's just, I assume he's gone by the time I'm finished with that sentence.
Oh yeah, no, he just simply says, he just simply says, like, as you say that, he's just like, because you guys are funny to know about. Also, none of you shield your minds like Jin does, so...
What?
You know.
Shield our
And
minds.
then he's gone.
What? He's just gonna take a deep breath. And he is going to hide like the others are.
Alright. Eventually, the gunfire dies down as the mummies kind of like saunter into the room, get back into their sarcophagi, and just kind of go back to sleep.
Huh?
What's going on?
The
Mummy
mummies
go back to sleep.
Mummy's returning to sleep mode.
I think we won.
Hey, I hope so.
the police kind of come filing in, and they look around for a little bit, but as their backs are turned, Percy, you manage to get out through a window pretty quickly, and I'm assuming now that the police are distracted, everyone else is gonna make their way back gingerly towards the place that they started from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So you guys get back on the TARDIS, and that was an interesting adventure. I'd like to let everyone know that you guys have leveled up.
Yay!
Oh boy.
I
I'm about
assume
to
we
become
have.
OP.
I assume we have to stick to the commoner class right now.
For now,
Yes.
you do. Once you guys have hit level 5, I will let you exchange 5 levels of Commoner for 1 level of another class.
All right.
Okay, so like, what do we get for leveling up? How does this work?
Well, for one,
Your
health.
health. For
That's
2,
it.
you get more
That's a
skill
D20,
points.
not a D6.
And
many skill-
since it's based off of your intelligence and whatever is set up for your modifier.
Okay, so I get 4 extra skill points.
4
Yeah, my modifier is
be-
4 on intelligence.
should be 8 plus 4, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 plus 4.
Oh my god, I have 24 skill points. You guys don't understand how OP my character is now.
It's a lot plus.
You can only put as many skill points into a single skill as you do levels, and your character has.
That is correct.
Which means your sense motive is actually off.
Okay, I did not understand that then.
Oops.
I mean, you know what? Fuck it. Everyone, level yourselves up to level 3.
Seriously?
Yeah. Screw
I
it.
can't do anything with that. How do you level yourself up?
Yeah, I can't edit my page.
Configuration tab.
You can't?
You need the configuration tab.
You usually go to configuration tab, you go to commoner and go to level and hit 3. Which I just did that for Jin. And then you go over to commoner and you pick out, you write down your relevant bonuses and stuff.
That is a 5 and a 6 for my health. Hello, tanky boy.
So for commoner, at 3rd level, your base attack bonus is a +1, and you have +1 to all your saves.
I am not following. Where's
I'm
the
confused on how I'm supposed to change anything here. I don't really understand things to do.
Configuration.
Okay, I'm on configuration.
1.
Like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. There's a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm familiar with the main and additional page, which I used to be able to edit, but I can no longer do so.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah,
What
I used to
browsers
be
are
able
you
to
guys
just-
using?
Hold on. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Oh, that's it right there. I see it. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys are using Microsoft Edge, that thing hates Roll20 with a burning passion.
No, I use Firefox.
6.
So it becomes
plus
level
another-
3, right?
Hold on, so
Yep.
for the level 2, that put me up to 17,
Yeah.
and then with the 6 plus, so that's another 9, so that put me at 26 HP?
Okay, so how do I properly skill then if my sense motive was off?
Well, your sense motive is the max it can be for level 3 right now. That's why I bumped everyone up to level 3, because you've been running off a level 3's sense motive, so...
Oh, wait! Level 3! We can,
Well, whoops.
we get another feat.
Yeah, you guys also get another feat.
Then, okay, so I get it now. So I should not have a 4 in diplomacy. I should only have a 3.
Yep.
Okay, now I understand. Okay.
You can still get feats that up your diplomacy and stuff by a ton. Likewise, a feat that I think you'd be interested in that has a lot of prerequisites if you take them, but I think there is a feat in which you can set aside a certain amount of money to always have something up your sleeve. I think
Yeah,
it's called Always Prepared or something.
that sounds good to me.
Also, hello,
You can't
Party
take
Rock
that
School.
right now, though. You'd need to take the prerequisites, because that feat is busted, because basically it'd be, like, you can roll a D100 to see if you've already had, like, if you have that literally up your sleeve, technically. Or, correction! if you keep using your magic tricks to cause things, you will eventually unlock up your sleeve. That's like an example of a feat. That's not one that I'm giving you guys right now. I'm still working on your guys' next bonus feats, because you guys will be getting more of those. I actually still need to figure out Jonathan's bonus feat, but I think I already wrote that down. So,
And just to
also,
make sure, that
Jin,
doesn't take up our every other level feat, does it?
of course,
You cut out right at the end, so I can't tell if you said of course or of course not.
of course not.
Alright.
They're bonus feats. It basically, when you guys reach certain milestones in the campaign, I've got bonus feats for all of you based on your current actions.
Alright. That's fair. Anyhow, should I go ahead and end the stream?
I have statted now. I am now buff boy.
Yep.
Do not look at my skill page because it might make you cry.
So should I go ahead and end the stream, or do we want to roleplay a little bit?
Hey, you're back at the TARDIS. Go for it.
Percy would just kind of walk in and just let out a frustrated yell.
That kind of echoes around the room, and the room, which was once humming, just seems to go dead quiet.
Can we
Okay, so
freely navigate the TARDIS at will? Like, if I wanted to go to the kitchen right now, is that fine?
Yeah, you could, like, walk down a hallway and it would eventually lead you to the kitchen regardless if you walked the opposite direction from when you walked to the kitchen last time.
She goes and asks the fridge for a nice coffee.
It produces a nice coffee.
He takes it back to the main room with everybody.
Percy's just pacing.
Are you okay? I think we did a good job there.
Yeah, but that man is just... Okay, first of all, he said you could shield your mind? How do you do that?
No idea. I have no idea. I don't. He's odd. I don't know.
Because he knew something about my brother, and it was just like, oh, you guys don't shield your mind like Jin does. It's just like...
Well, to be fair, that guy was really weird. He was talking to me without actually talking.
No.
And you're only telling us now?
Well, I didn't think he would believe me. I thought I was the only person. I thought I was crazy.
Fair. Apologies, I'm not trying to snap, it's just... I've got a lot of questions.
Me too. And I don't think I get that aspect of it because he knows things I want to know about. Did you get his name?
I asked him, and he's just all catty, and he's just like, oh, I don't... Oh, where's the fun in that?
Well,
He
if I ever
thinks
see
all
him
of this is
again,
a
I'm gonna make a
game.
name for him. I'm sure he's gonna like being called Swagger Lord Young Money.
I feel like that's supposed to be a reference, but I don't get it.
It's not a reference. I just want to annoy him because he annoyed me.
Alright.
Also,
He also
he
said he could
disappeared.
he said he could teleport.
Does he have a police box?
A what?
Did he have a police box?
I don't think so.
I mean, he just vanished. I thought it was the ghost, but he's clearly interacting with people and touching stuff. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just...
Percy, he did specify I have just enough energy left for one short-range teleport, so I'm gonna get out of here.
No, he just go like... He said that he had the ability to teleport at short range, but required energy. So that's what he was getting out of there. He only had like enough for one more, so I was just like... I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
He like... Wait. Do you think he was just actually magic?
There's no such thing as magic, dude. There's
Okay.
science shit, but...
We saw a guy disappear right in front of our eyes, and he didn't press any buttons, and he didn't touch anything. He just vanished.
Yeah, well, there's weird shit out there, dude. I mean, we're literally in a time traveling box that is bigger on the inside.
Yes, there's the magical box.
I'm sure there's like a reason for it or something like that. I don't know. That was interesting.
It's
Though
a shame we don't
I
have a way to contact him.
no, but there is someone I could contact and ask about, cause he claimed to know about Unit. I guess I could ask her. He's just gonna take out a piece of paper and start writing.
I hear my name being called.
Rip.
At some point, you guys do. The box does resume its humming, kind of casually.
Wait,
It-
what?
It's
So wait, hold on. It did actually. He's just gonna go like. He's gonna perk up when he hears the humming again. So wait, it actually did stop humming when I screamed. What the fuck? My my scream isn't that high pitched, is it? Hmm, weird. He's just gonna go back to writing.
Wait, were you gonna ask Jonathan a question? What's going on?
No, he just made an observation basically.
fair.
Oh,
It's just like
okay.
my
Fair
voice isn't so fucking high pitched that it caused like damage or something, right? But then he just basically went back to the letter.
I mean, Jonathan, you can roll engineering.
Jonathan. Oh, so Jonathan was gonna be like, so how does this all like, how does this all connect with like fixing points or time? Like, what just happened? I mean, I
Well,
know we got the mummies to go back to sleep, but how does that like fit in with everything we're supposed to do?
well, if I'm to hazard a guess, he just kind of put the paper aside and leaned forward. That guy said that this was originally done by the Blue Box Man, but he's not here. I'm wondering if we need to go through and redo some of the things he did, because for some reason he's not able to come here. And I do wonder
And
if it has to do with that ghost man.
can you need me to roll in engineering?
I mean, if you want to see if the humming hurt the machine, sure. If not, you guys could all insight the guy's actions if you want.
You mean
Just,
Like,
sense
as
motive?
you're... Sense motive, yeah,
I
as
w-
you're sitting here talking about him.
I'd be willing to do
I went
this.
ahead. I went ahead and rolled an engineering.
Okay.
I'll do sense
12
motive.
plus 3, 15.
Oh, damn. He wasn't... Even without being able to sense him, like, psychically, by his actions, you get the sense that he was toying with you guys. But you get the sense that he was enjoying watching you guys struggle. And he was enjoying the process of watching you guys piece things together.
He
So,
mentioned something like when he spoke to me in my mind, he mentioned something like, "It's not often that the cat helps the mouse."
You know, like I said,
What do you
he
think
thinks
of
it's a
that?
game.
but that doesn't mean. But with a sense motive that high, it's pretty. Two things are pretty obvious about this guy. One, he actually has no idea of what's going on. He's just taking advantage of the situation for his own personal amusement. Two, he likely knows the boxman if found again would likely could provide answers, but it'd require dealing with him.
Dealing with him.
Number three, he's not hostile necessarily. It seems like there is some like inkling of what like the fear of what would happen if you guys were unamusing to him. But he clearly enjoyed watching you guys struggle, so it's very obvious that without the doctor, he finds you guys without the doctor here, he finds you guys incredibly amusing. The point where he's probably even enjoying watching this and enjoying interfering. So you've caught his attention.
He also seemed empathetic in a way, mostly not towards us, but when it came to the students and learning the history there, he seems passionate enough to want them to do well and want them to succeed. Even if he sees them like he might see us, the way he was phrasing how he saw us, I'm assuming he sees that way with all people, but us in particular are just interesting to him. He he seemed to be like nurturing the students.
Hmm. And that is weird.
So like whatever he is, he's probably chaotic neutral. He's not bad, and he doesn't seem directly bad. He doesn't seem directly good. He just seems like he likes to see crazy stuff happen. It seems like
Yeah.
how's my synopsis of his alignment?
It's wrong.
Um,
You got the chaotic part right, at least.
okay. I'm not gonna guess twice. That would be rude.
Yeah. I will say you got 28, right?
Jonathan got a 28 on engineering. I got a 23 on sense motive.
Okay. I'll roll just a flat d20. See if like I wanna just. Okay. So it does seem like he thinks he's better than you in some way, though. That's like the one last thing I'll give.
Yeah, I kind of thought that he was. When you say cat looking down on a mouse, it makes me think he's in a league that's straight up above where we are. So he's not what we are. He's not human. He's not.
I mean, he does fancy himself more advanced because he knows how to use short-range teleports and telepathy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I did that, I'd probably say the same thing. I don't think I'd be as up my own arse about it. Oh, I can teleport. But
I don't know. He
I'm very
seemed to know the
interested.
Boxman
I'd
a
love
lot,
to meet him
so
again.
I don't know. I don't like how he can get in our heads. I guess he's not in your head, so
I think he tried.
either way, he's going to stand up, fold the piece of paper. I am going to go slip this under Miss Sarah Jane's door and see if I can get a response from her. We will see if there's any information from it. That being said, after that, I am going to see what that note was that was directing me like a few halls down, saying that they'd thank me later.
Jin says loudly in a tired voice, "Miss TARDIS, can I have a back rub?"
Roll me a dex save.
A dex save? Am I just rolling dex?
Reflex.
Reflex.
Reflex. Where is that?
It's on your main page, like Fort Ref Will. You hear a ka-ching like the sound of a toaster, and from behind you, you just get smacked with toast.
Pick up the
Wait,
toast.
did Percy see that?
You were you
I
had
was
your
gone.
back turned. This happened out of everyone's peripheral vision. But you can turn and you can see like you guys would like you can turn and roll perception to see if you pick up what's going on, but I sincerely doubt it.
11 plus 7, that'll be 18.
Jin picks up the toast from the ground and defiantly takes a bite out of it, even if it's burnt.
It's not burnt. It's actually well done. It's actually done like really kind of soft.
Would 18 be enough to basically have him go, wait, did the box respond?
I mean,
I rolled an 11.
you guys all realize that the box responded. It's just how did it produce toast out of nowhere, and why did it throw it at Jin?
Jin looks over at Percy, raises a brow, and smirks as he continues to eat the toast.
You have fun with your dirty ground toast. And he's just gonna go off.
Percy, you'd find an archery range.
Yay! I'm gonna deliver the thing first, but archery range, yay! I'd make him so happy.
Yes. I'm going to call it here, though. It is like 9:30.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this.
This was a ton of fun,
Yes.
though. I'm so excited for
Indeed.
next game.
Yep, I have to wait we'll have to wait until Thursday after this coming Thursday.